In a season where it comes down to series, sometimes the first game is not always the defining one. As for Elmira, that was the case in their last one. It was against the Auburn Doubledays and was not the best showing from the Pioneers team we've seen this season. Brennan Hayes, he had a strong performance on the mound, however, was not able to get out of that one. But as we enter into today, the Pioneers look to come back and take a victory to get back into the win column. Here inside the press box of Falcon Park, Anthony Labonte alongside Evan Baird to take you through this action here today. Evan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great today. You know, we've seen a couple washouts, had the last couple games get canceled, but it's finally nice to see some baseball played.
As mentioned there, the postponements have been a difficulty for the Pioneers squad. Jamestown was supposed to happen this past Sunday, that doubleheader against a really stern team in Jamestown. They sit in second place in the conference, and let's take a look at those standings. Auburn, they currently sit at 7-1. They're in first place. Jamestown, they're 10-2. They're in second. Once again, this is based on win percentage. So while Auburn may have less wins, they're at 875 win percentage. Batavia's sitting at third. They're 7-2. Elmira, they're 5-4. Olean, they're right behind them at 6-5. Niagara Falls 4-7. They just jumped over Niagara at 3-7. Geneva's 1-7. And Newark, they're still looking for their first victory. As we get things beginning to start, we take a look at the starting lineup. It's Michael Gardner getting back into the leadoff position. He hasn't done that since the second game of the season. Brett Baker is second. Jack Tubman is third. Jack Aylward's fourth in the lineup at the DH position. Ryan Gabbianelli is going to be the first baseman. Jalen Tidwell's at third. A.J. Lugo is back in the game at second base. Brendan Duback is the extra hitter. Ryan Jones is catching, while Michael Ferranti rounds out in the 10-hole. Michael Gardner steps up here, and he's going against Joseph Williams, the right-hander for Auburn, as first pitch comes, and it's swung and fouled away for strike number one. And Joseph Williams, so far this season, he started in 2 games. He's been given the victory in those 2 games, looking to extend it to number 3. As the second pitch is going to be inside for ball number 1. It's a 1-1 count now.
And that was a great pitch there from Williams. Just couldn't quite get the call there, and that's something you got to take note of. Second pitch of the game, and you're not getting that spot. Got to remember that for the rest of the game.
As the delivery comes in, that one just floats right into the strike zone for the second strike. And you can hear the crowd here giving a little clap for their Auburn guys.
Yeah, that looked like a frisbee out of the hand of Williams.
As Michael Gardner, backside of the plate, he loads up, and that one runs very close inside, almost hit the back leg of Gardner. It's a 2-2 count now.
Yeah, Williams goes and speeds him up after giving him the off speed, nearly hits him there, and I can tell you from personal experience, wearing those, not very fun.
Michael Gardner currently on an 8-game on-base streak. That one is inside again for ball number 3. It's a full count now coming in.
I thought that one hit Gardner initially with how the ball reacted once it got beyond the plate, but it just looks like an inability to catch it from Tavares.
As the full count comes in, the payoff pitch, that one's hit right back over to Williams. He takes a couple steps. He's going to give a little underhand toss over to his first baseman, and Braden Mickelson for the first out. And we'll go around the horn real quick and give you the names of the guys taking it over for Auburn. At third base, it's Chase Moore. At shortstop, Connor Rumpf. Nacho Gonzalez, he's at second base. Braden Mickelson is at first base. Colin Haug is in left. George Farley's in center. Teddy Monahan is in right field. Jose Taveras is doing the catching for Joseph Williams. As the first out came in, and it's going to be Brett Baker stepping up to the plate now.
Yeah, good take there from Baker. He saw a lot of pitches from that Gardner at bat, and although Gardner, unable to get on base, did his job as a leadoff hitter, saw a lot of pitches.
As Williams gets ready to deliver, that one's hit high into the air and towards foul territory to the left side. It hits off the top of the roof here, and it's going to be the first strike of the at-bat. So 1-1 count now coming for Brett Baker, who looks to try and get on base as well. He's another guy that's currently riding a streak, 6 consecutive games. He's the center fielder here today and consistently taking up that 2 slot. That one outside, it's ball 2.
And that's a really good pitch there from Williams. Tries to get it on the corner and on the outside part of the plate. If Baker's able to make contact, won't be able to do a ton of damage with it, but tried to steal it for strike 2, just couldn't quite get it.
As that one comes in, that one's hit high into the air. It goes towards the left side, over towards the dugout of Auburn, and it drops right in between Tavares and Moore there over by the dugouts. So it was able to be caught, but no one called it off. So it's going to be a strike nonetheless. But
yeah, miscommunication there from the Doubledays. And on those types of pop-ups, that has to be the third baseman's ball until it's not. You have to go into that fully expecting that to be your ball to catch. You wait for that catcher to call you off, but if that doesn't come, you have to be ready to catch that. That's on the infielders, less on the catcher.
So it's a 2-2 count still for Brett Baker. He's currently looking at this one as Tavares gets ready to give the sign over to Williams on the mound. As the throw comes in here, and that one's hit hard and foul right back into the netting. It'll stay a 2-2 count. And Baker looking to get ready, is currently on the base paths right now as the base coaches. It's Coach Drum on third, and it's Nasty Nate over at first. As that one is low, it's a full count now. So the second batter now gets a full count as Brett Baker looks ready to bring things forward.
And Gardner and Baker doing their job for the rest of the lineup, getting a lot of pitches out of Williams, trying to see what he throws in certain counts, trying to set the rest of the lineup up for success.
Williams' delivery. That one is going to be too high. It's ball number 4, and Brett Baker is on base for the 7th game in a row. So 1 on now as Jack Tubman gets ready to step up here for the Pioneers side. As now with a man on, the aggressive base running calls by Coach Drum could change this entire approach. The look over from Williams. He gets ready to deliver here. It comes outside. It's ball number 1. And for Williams, he's not normally a guy that's letting people get on. He's entered into today with a .82 whip. That's walks, hits, and innings pitched. So he's already got one on and wants to get out of this one without any sort of difficulty, as that one is also outside. 2-0 for the right-handed batter.
And you mentioned that 0.82 whip. Anytime as a pitcher you have a whip below 1, that means you're giving up less than 1 base runner an inning. So this means he's giving up about 4 base runners every 5 innings. That's about as elite as they come.
As Williams gets ready, he gets set. He looks back and delivers, and that one is as well outside. He's trying to paint that right side corner, but it's not hitting its spot. It's just a couple inches outside, and it's going to be a 3-0 count now.
And we saw it last at-bat from Baker. We saw Williams. He tried to go outside on the corner early on in the at-bat. Wasn't getting the call, and it's the same thing here with Tubman. So look for the rest of the night. That zone might be a little pinched on the outside corners.
As Baker takes his secondary lead late, but it'll be a 4-pitch walk coming in for Jack Tubman as Jack Aylward gets ready to step up to the base to home plate to swing this one forward. And if there's someone you don't want to see step up with 2 men on as a pitcher, it's Jack Aylward. He's got a lot of pop in that bat. He can go it into pull side and in the outfield. Potentially, there's a big wall over towards left field, and if Jack Aylward can hit it as hard as he did up in Niagara, it's going to be a couple runs scoring for the Pioneers. As the first pitch comes in towards Aylward, he fouls that one back. He was right underneath it.
And you mentioned the power that Aylward has. Well, it would be a great display to hit a ball to the warning track here. You also sometimes have to take what the defense is giving you. And right now we're seeing the second baseman. We're seeing Gonzalez. He's pinching a lot to try and hold Baker on. And if we look at first base, we're seeing he's playing on the cut of the grass there. So a lot of room to work with here on that right side.
As Williams gets set in his position here, he gives the delivery. That one's high. So Aylward in that last game that he played that was against the Doubledays, every single time he went to the plate, he got on. It started off by getting hit by the pitch. There was 2 walks in that one and then also a single. So here comes the delivery from Williams. It goes in. That one is also high. Williams is just having a little bit of difficulty getting the zone. It looks like he's trying to just get those corners, Evan.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with trying to paint the corners, but when you've already walked 2 batters in the inning and you're staring at a 1-1 count, a chance to go ahead in a count, it feels like you have to give a more competitive pitch than something on the corner. You have to be going for a swing and miss or for the called strike.
So here comes the delivery. Williams, that one outside again. That outside part of the plate, Williams has not been able to get the call for so far.
And it seems like he's consistently missing in the same spot. Well, it might be a strike on a regular night. If the umpire is not giving it to you, it feels like you have to try and abandon your game plan, go somewhere else.
As Baker gets a couple steps over there at second base, Aylward swings on it, and it's a strike. Cannot get on top of that one. All of a sudden, the count comes full.
And that's already 3 full counts in the inning for Williams. And it seems like he's going to have to try and settle in if he wants to get deeper into this game because he's driving that pitch count already.
Getting ready here. He gets set, looks back towards Baker. The payoff pitch. That one is high. Aylward will take his walk. It's 3 straight walks from Williams, and it's going to be a manager coming out to give a little talk to his starting pitcher and just give a little, hey, settle in, get prepared, because coming up is Ryan Gabbianelli.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of times you see a mound visit here. That's just to help the pitcher reset, take a breather. Because right now, whenever you walk the bases loaded, normally you're not feeling too great about where you're at on the mound. So just having a coach come out there, reassure you that you're the guy. You came into this game with a 0.82 whip. So this inning alone is about as many base runners as you would give up in about 4 innings. He's just going out there reminding his pitcher, you can get outs. You just have to trust who's behind you, trust yourself to get the ground ball because you are still a ground ball away from getting out of the inning.
Ryan Gabbianelli, he returns into the lineup. He did not play in that last game against Auburn. The last time he played was against the Pilots earlier, the last time they played them. And in that contest, he got a single and was walked once, but Gabbianelli looks to do a little bit more here. 3 RBIs on the season, trying to make that 4, 5, maybe even 6 with this at-bat as Williams stays on the mound, and that's the first mound visit of the day for either side as Williams works on that left side of the rubber. He delivers. That one is inward. Ball 1. So it's now a 1-0 count. Bases are completely loaded off of 3 straight walks for the Pioneers. Gabbianelli watches that one down Main Street for strike number 1.
And I wouldn't be shocked if the Pioneers were in take till you get a strike mode because whenever you have a pitcher who can't quite find the zone, a lot of times you'll counter it by taking until you get that strike, make them throw you good pitches.
That one's fouled behind. He swings on that one. He contradicted your point right there. I think it's, how does it change when there's a mound visit in between?
I think you kind of just have to take the at-bat the same that it would be, but you still have to go in with the mindset being he still does walk the bases loaded. So ultimately, I am still waiting to see him throw a strike, prove to me that he can do it.
1-2, pitch low, 2-2 now. Coming in, that one was registered at 82 miles per hour. Just one of those breaking balls that Williams can throw. As Williams gets ready, he delivers. 2-2, check swing, held up. The ball goes past Tavares. The throw comes down, the ball comes out, and Baker's going to be safe at home. That's the first run of the game coming for the Pioneers. After the throw over was in time to Williams, ball just popped out as he placed the tag. The ball comes out. You're safe at home.
Yeah, Tavares can't quite get the body on it and block that, but does a great job to track it down. Here we see the backstop significantly shallower than it would be at Dunn Field where the Pioneers are used to playing. And that plays a big part in this one, as well as this field being made out of turf rather than grass. However, unfortunately for the Doubledays, Williams just couldn't quite squeeze it at the plate.
As the full count comes in, that one's hit hard by Gabbianelli. He's going to have the first hit of the day for the Pioneers. Coach Drum's going to hold off Aylward, and now it's men on the corners as coming on in to score is Jack Tubman. It's 2-0. Pioneers lead now.
And right there, Coach Drum just showing he knows his guys, because as nice as it would be to try and push it and get that third run in, you know that's Jack Aylward on third base, and the chances of scoring not the highest compared to some of the other guys you have in your lineup.
And Jalen Tidwell, he's one of the guys that you'd like to see round that base path. He steps up here to take things forward at the third base position. As Williams on the season A 1.64 ERA, 1.64 ERA, already above that here today. So that one is fouled behind. 2-0 lead Pioneers following what was a big one-run single by Ryan Gabbianelli. And that also followed a pass ball that allowed Brett Baker to round his way home.
And Gabbianelli took off for second on that first pitch. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go again.
The throwback comes over, not in time though. So in that situation, you saw Gabbianelli run off the first time. Is it a good idea to try and pick off in case he runs again?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with throwing over. Just try and keep him close. Let him know you're thinking about him and that he can't get too far off.
As that one goes in, it's fouled again. Tidwell right now has swung at 2 pitches he's seen. Both have gone foul. Swinging a little bit late on the baseball. It's going opposite.
And right here seems like a good situation to put Gabbianelli in motion. It seems like this is usually where you'll see a waste pitch, a curveball in the dirt. You're kind of hoping that's the case here so you can take off and get a good look.
As the throw comes in, that one is high. Very close to hitting the bat of Tidwell. He pulled it down a little bit, though, to make sure it didn't hit, but that's ball number 1.
Yeah, Williams has been flying dangerously close to the sun here with hitting some Pioneers in this inning. It's a shocker he hasn't put one on via the hit-by-pitch.
So this one comes in. That one's outside. The throw comes down. It goes over. Now it's going to be a rundown between Gabbianelli and the defense as Aylward will run home. The throw is not in time, so you'll trade an out for a run there. It's 3-0 Pioneers as they've tied the score that they had in the last game against Auburn already.
And Gabbianelli, that's fantastic base running right there. Aylward doesn't break for the plate as soon as the throw is made. So Gabbianelli does a great job to stop about 2/3 of the way to the base, force them to run him all the way back to first, and that gives Aylward enough time to score. Not the fastest runner. Gabbianelli handled that situation perfectly.
The pitch comes in. That one is swung on and missed. That's strike number 3. And all of a sudden, Williams gets out of the inning following the strikeout on Jalen Williams. But it was a big inning for the Pioneers. 1 hit, 3 walks, and 3 runs come on home. It's 3-0 Pios lead as we head to the bottom half of the first. Back here at Falcon Park, and who else to pitch for this contest than Landon Birch? Last time he was up, he threw 6 innings, 6 shutout innings at that, and on the season, 17 strikeouts. That puts him in the upper echelon of members of the PGCBL. As up to bat comes George Farley for Auburn, and Birch, if he can continue his battle here, he's going to be an interesting factor for the Pioneers. As George Farley steps up here, the center fielder for this contest. He looks at first pitch, and he swings at first pitch, first strike, number 1. As Farley Last time he played the Pioneers, he had a single, but also he grounded into a double play and struck out. That was when he was in the 8-hole, though. So, correction, the 7-hole of that last game against the Pioneers, as that one goes for a strike. It's an 0-2 count now as Birch gets ready to bring things forward.
Yeah, Birch let him off with a fastball, then goes off speed on that second pitch. Going to be very interesting to see what he does here up 0-2.
0-2 count. The throw comes in. That one is fouled off. Hard hit there, but it'll go foul. As Farley looking to try and make some magic happen after a 3-run top half of the inning for the Pioneers. Really set Auburn back as they had their strong pitcher in Williams play from behind as that one's hit hard right towards Tidwell. Tidwell gloves it, throws it on over to Gabbianelli at first base, and gets the first out as the throw around the horn goes away, but it does not matter. That's out number 1. And we'll take a look around the base path here for the Pioneers as at third base, it's Jalen Tidwell. The shortstop is Michael Gardner. Second base back in this line, back in the game is going to be A.J. Lugo. Ryan Gabbianelli's at first. Then from left to right in the outfield, it's Jack Tubman, Brett Baker, Michael Ferranti, as Ryan Jones will do the catching for Landon Birch. As up to bat now comes William Ragland III. He's the DH for today. As the throw comes in, that one is in there for a strike. First pitch strike comes in for Birch.
And he goes first pitch off speed there in contrast to the last batter where he threw him a first pitch fastball. Going to be interesting to see if he works him in all night or if that was just more of a one-time.
Landon Birch with the delivery on this one. That one's high. You hear a little bit from the interactions between the Birch brothers, Larson and Landon, and it's interesting because in the first week of the season, Larson Birch was given the pitcher of the week after his shutout against Niagara. So that one's grounded. It's going to be grabbed there by Birch. He goes and just tags out Ragland. That's the second out of the inning, an unassisted one if you're scoring at home. But it was the battle of if Larson doesn't get it, Landon's probably getting that. And that just ate Landon up.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot speak personally for having a brother, but if I had a brother who played on the same baseball team, same position as me, I would definitely take that a little personally if I got one-upped by him.
As Teddy Monahan steps up here, he was the leading average on the team at 700 before the last game against the Pioneers. But after that game, all of a sudden he dropped below because the Pioneers were able to hold him off. They only let him get a single in that contest.
And Landon Birch throws another first pitch off speed. Have to wonder if right now he just has a better feel for his off-speed pitches than his fastball. Seems like he's been relying on the spinners quite heavily so far. 2
outs as Jones gives the sign down in. Throw comes. That one is going to be low. It's now 2-0 count coming in against Teddy Monahan, who's playing at right field today. He was playing in left at Dunn Field. See how that affects the defensive play of this team, but the pitch comes in. That one's hit sky high. It's going to go way past it into the netting. Jones will not try to get that one. It's a little bit above the netting, too. It hits off the roof as you heard that loud thud.
That was probably about right above us as right above us could possibly get.
I mean, if it was an open press box here, you better have your glove ready. As it's a 2-1 count coming in as Monahan gets ready. Looking down now as Birch kicks and delivers. That one is low. It's a 3-1 count now against Teddy Monahan, who had a home run in the first week of games. Has not been able to hit another one since, but that was his first collegiate home run. He didn't hit one when he was playing for the University of Rochester, but that one's hit hard. That one goes over to Michael Gardner at shortstop, who takes the steps, throws it over to Gabbianelli, and it's going to be in time. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Landon Birch as the Pioneers look to try and add on to the lead. It's 3-0 at the end of the first inning. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Maid, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, Serve Pro, Serve You. Back here at Falcon Park, a very quick in-between innings as it's going to be A.J. Lugo coming up to the plate for the Pioneers. His last time he played was that second game of the doubleheader versus Niagara, as he looks to continue what was a great inning for the Pioneers. Only one hit, but 3 runs is going to be the crucial number as that one goes in for a strike.
Strong pitch there from Williams. He's got to work on getting ahead of these Pioneers hitters. It feels like so often last inning he was able to get ahead of them, but he was winding up losing them later on in the count. So he's got to get ahead and stay ahead.
Williams' delivery. That one is swung on and missed. It's strike there as all of a sudden it's getting real strong here from Williams. He's bouncing back. He had that strikeout at Tidwell to end the inning, but it was the bases getting completely filled that ended up causing him to have to try and lock in as that one comes. It's swung on and missed for strike number 3. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and it's an out coming in for Williams, the second strikeout of the day.
And Williams just set him up there. The first 2 pitches of the at-bat, he goes off speed that both came in around 75 miles an hour on the radar gun. He goes for the put away on the fastball at 83, a near 10-mile-an-hour difference. And when you've been sitting on that off speed, you've only seen that off speed, that fastball looks a lot faster.
Brandon Dubek steps up as he hits that one hard. He had a double in the last game, and he's going to have a single in this one. Second hit of the day for the Pioneers on a first pitch swing by Brandon Dubek. He gets on, and Ryan Jones will now step up to the plate. Big hack there from Dubek as he gets a man on already for the Pioneers, and this is similar to last inning. It was a first man getting out, and now a man gets on. Jones, he enters back into this one. Last time he played, and he was catching against Newark, he was not able to get a hit in that game, but trying to do so here as that one swung on a miss for strike number 1.
And another off-speed that gets a wave and a miss from Williams. Right now he's got to be feeling great about that off-speed pitch, knowing that he's thrown 3 in the inning and he's gotten 2 swing and misses, and the third one went for a called strike.
As Williams gets back into his position, the delivery comes in. That one's hit hard by Jones. It's on the ground, though. It's going to be a flip over by Rump to Gonzalez. Gonzalez throws it over, not in time, so it's a fielder's choice that takes out Dubek, but Jones gets on first base here.
Yeah, Williams does everything right on that one. He goes to that fastball, gets a ground ball out to shortstop. Just a little slow on the transfer from glove to hand there at shortstop from Rump. That ultimately winds up being the changing factor in what allows Jones to reach.
So now Michael Ferranti will step up to the plate. He had a big games against Niagara, and now he looks to try and move Jones as that one is swung on a miss for strike number 1. That one was looked like a curveball that Ferranti was just on top of.
Yeah, Ferranti came up there. I have to imagine he was going into that at bat saying he was going to swing first pitch regardless, but that did not look like the cleanest cut.
Throw back over. Jones gets back at first safely. Mickelson not able to put the tag on in time. Mickelson there. So it still remains an 0-1 count for Michael Ferranti as Williams gets the set from Tavares as that one swung on and missed. The throw back over. Jones in time, still back at first base. The pickoff attempt very close there, but now it's 2 strikes coming on Ferranti. 0-2 count.
Yeah, that was a fantastic back pick attempt by Tavares. Just looked like over at first base. Mickelson not quite able to get the tag on, but the throw certainly beat Jones back in and did a great job to avoid the tag.
0-2 count. Have to see how Michael Ferranti works with this one. The pitch comes in. That hits the corner, and that's going to be strike number 3. Watching it go by there. It's the 3rd strikeout of the day for Williamson. As it's a pair of forward Ks and a backwards K as we head into the mid-inning here as the Pioneers hope to hold off. They're currently leading 3-0. Pioneers back here getting ready to bring things down. They're waiting for the toss down to second base from Jones after what was a single in the last inning from Duback, but all of a sudden the fielder's choice made it so that it was just one on. As coming up now will be Chase Moore for the Doubledays. He's a 400 hitter on the season, and in the last game, it was a 2-run double that Chase Moore was able to put up against the Pioneers. So he looks to continue his offensive prowess as Birch remains on the mound. He gets ready. He gets the sign over from Jones, and the delivery comes in, and that one is in there for the strike.
And he steals another first pitch strike, going to his off speed. He seems to have a lot more command, a lot more faith in that pitch right now than his fastball. So let's look to see him try and drive the counts, command the counts with that off speed.
That one is fouled back. It's an 0-2 count now coming for Chase Moore, and you spoke to me in between the innings about how that off-speed pitch just is working so well for Birch in terms of that last one that went for the out. So have to see how that develops throughout this game.
But an interesting note, he just threw that one 88 miles an hour. It seemed like effortlessly as well, and was able to get the foul ball for strike two.
0-2 count. The pitch comes in as that one's outside. And if you're wondering how we're getting these numbers for the pitches, it's a tracker that we have here in the press box from the Auburn team. Thank you so much to the Auburn press box for helping us. They have a radar gun up here that they're putting on the screen that gives the miles per hour as that one comes in. That one's high. 88 miles per hour on that one with the fastball.
I mean, it's rare to see a radar gun in this league. It seems even more rare to see a jumbotron in this league, and they got both of them down here in Auburn.
We have to thank Auburn so much for allowing us to be here and play this game and giving us the luxuries of those. So it's going to be a 2-2 count coming in against Chase Moore as the delivery comes in, and that one is there for strike number 3. Chase Moore watches it go past him, and the first out comes in for Birch, and it's his first strikeout of the day.
And look what he goes right back to when he needs it most. He goes to his off-speed, the pitch that he has the most trust in right now. Beautiful pitch, nothing more can do but watch it go by him for strike 3.
Connor Rumpf, the shortstop for this one, is now up to bat, and he, so far in the season, he's played in 3 games and started in those 3. He's got 1 extra base hit to his name. That was a double. As that pitch comes in, it's low. It's going to be a 1-0 count.
And that's always what you run the risk with when you're throwing off speed. Sometimes you just wind up missing the zone because it's a lot easier, a lot harder to try and aim those pitches, and sometimes that's the result. You wind up spiking a curveball.
1-0 count comes in. That one's hit right back over to Birch. He hits it with his glove. He tries to flick it over to Gabbianelli, and he does so in time. The backhand from Birch, almost like a tennis player, gets it over there, and that's going to be the second out of the inning.
Yeah, it seems quite rare that you see a backhanded kind of shovel toss whenever you're on the infield. It seems like you really only see that when you're the second baseman flipping it to the shortstop to turn a double play. Seems even rarer to see those from a pitcher. I myself cannot think of many instances in my life where I've seen a pitcher shovel the ball like that. It's actually been successful.
And that's what you'll see in the PGCBL. Some incredible play by pitchers, especially for this Elmira Pioneers team. As Haug steps up to this one, he struck out twice in the last game. Trying to get things moving here as Birch throws that one. It showed as though Haug was going to throw a bunt down there, but he pulled back. It's a 1-0 count. A very low pitch there.
And that's something you sometimes see a team do when they're out of rhythm at the plate. You see how he goes to put it down, immediately pull it back. He's just trying to get Birch to waste a pitch on the mound, and ultimately is successful in that, as now he's in a 1-0 count versus an 0-1 count.
Left fielder gets ready for this one. That one is low. Again, it's 2-0 now coming in for Haug. 3 runs already in the day for the Pioneers, coming off 3 straight walks, and then it was a single by Ryan Gabbianelli, the first baseman here today, as Birch delivery. And Landon Birch, 3 pitches, 3 balls so far against Colin Haug.
And he's thrown a pair of fastballs in this at-bat as well. Tough to see him going back to it after he's already missed with 2 of them, but we'll have to see.
That pitch goes in there for a strike. He hits the corner and has got it for him. So it's a 3-1 now. Getting ready for this one. It's a 3-1. You have to wonder, does he go with another fastball to try and breeze one by Haug? Birch shakes off something from Jones. Gets back in his rhythm. He sets, he throws. That one's hit hard but hit foul. So now it's a full count here Tidwell tried to run over to make the play there. No chance to do so.
And we see it there from Birch. He goes fastball, and that swing from Howe, he was very out in front of that one, and that was 86 miles an hour. So this pitch, you have to imagine, is going to be some sort of an off-speed.
As the pitch comes in, that one is hit high into the air. It's going towards right field, and it's going to drop. It's going to get past the second baseman there in A.J. Lugo, and it's the first hit of the day for the Doubledays.
Yeah, Birch just takes a little something off that one, came in around 80 miles an hour, and that's a great swing there from Howe. He didn't have to do too much with it, but he does just enough with it. He flips it into the opposite field, a beautiful inside-out swing, and that's how the Doubledays get their first knock of the game.
So man now sits on first base as Braden Michelson steps up to the batter's box. He's currently batting .222 on the season. It's a note to him wearing the number 22. So he gets ready to try and get something on as Haug sits there at first base. He's not showing any sort of extra lead as Birch's delivery. That one's hit high and it's going towards foul territory. Gabbianelli runs over as if an opportunity to get it, but it's completely in the stands. So you like to see the hustle there from Gabbianelli, but that one was way too far off.
Yeah, unfortunately, hustle does sometimes go unwasted to the ball that winds up 2 or 10 rows deep.
As that one was there, as Birch gets ready. He gives the look down as that one goes. It's going to be a run down there as Jones throws it outside and not able to tag in time as Howe gets a stolen base on the season there. Colin Howe, big one there from him as he continues to move on through this game.
And that's good recognition there from Howe. He knows that Birch is ahead in the count 0-1, so he's probably going to go to that off-speed pitch that he likes so much. He winds up going to the off-speed, so it's already a good pitch to run on. And if you were looking at it over on first base, he was slowly inching off the bag before taking off. A fantastic jump, a fantastic read. That's a textbook stolen base.
Haug, that's his first stolen base of the season for the Boston College man. As that one's inside, it's a 2-1 count now.
Yeah, Birch tries to go back to his off-speed to take a strike there away from Michelson. Unfortunately for him, doesn't get the call, and now it seems like he has to try and throw something he can trust for a strike.
As the stomp clap comes in for the opposing side, and Auburn's trying to get something moving here. Birch's delivery, that one's hit high, but it's going to go right into the glove of A.J. Lugo. Not too high enough for Lugo to get underneath that one. It's the third out of the inning, so one base hit comes in for Auburn, but the Pioneers are able to hold off here. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, ServPro, Serve You Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Wise Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, WETM, Wiggle 100, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Thank you for sponsoring the Elmira Pioneers, and go Pie. Back here for the top half of the third, Michael Gardner, he flips over the lineup card and he gets ready to go here. Pioneers scored 3 runs in the first inning, but not able to score something in the second. They look to change that up here as first pitch goes high for ball number 1. As the Pioneers, those 3 runs, the most runs they've scored in a game in an inning against Auburn so far this season. Of course, only through 2 games, so that can change throughout the year.
And of course, they did only score 3 last time out against Auburn.
That's true. As this one comes in, that one is outside there. It's 3-0 now coming in for Michael Gardner, who tries to get things moving here as the first batter of this inning. As he gets ready, it's 3-0 count. That one is outside again. Another 4-pitch walk comes in as Michael Gardner gets on for the 9th straight game in a row for him.
And that at-bat felt eerily similar to the first time he was up. We saw Williams. He tries to work inside, doesn't quite have the feel for the inside pitch, so he tries to work outside and isn't able to get the strike calls in the outer half of the plate.
Brett Baker, he walked earlier, and he made his way all the way around the base path as he was moved over towards third. A pass ball allowed him to squeeze on home. As the pitch comes in here, Brett Baker swings over top of it, and it goes away foul.
And
So first strike comes in there.
And Michael Gardner's in an interesting situation should he be told to steal here, because it seems like Williams has been trying to work on the outer half of the plate all game, and naturally pitches more outside the zone are a lot easier for catchers to work with than pitches that are more inside.
Getting ready to see here as Williams' delivery. That one is low and not able to get the transition is Tavares. That's going to be a stolen base for Michael Gardner, and that's why he's in the leadoff spot.
Yeah, and I mean right there, that's not a bad pitch to throw on. It's a little low, so I will give Tavares something. It's kind of difficult to try and make sure you get the catch on a pitch that comes in that low and then transfer it over to the hand. But not being able to get a throw off in general, definitely not what you're looking for out of your catcher.
7th stolen base by Michael Gardner. That's the most on the season for the Pioneers, as now it's a man in scoring position coming up for Brett Baker. As he swings on that one, it goes hard, and it goes past the second baseman. The glove comes off of Nacho Gonzalez as the throw is trying to come home. Tavares is not going to be in time. The RBI single for Brett Baker makes it now a 4-0 game for the Pioneers as Gardner moved all the way from second to home.
And that was a really strong throw out in right field coming in from Teddy Monahan. And a lot of times that's such a good throw because it's a little bit up the line. Unfortunately for Monahan, Gardner has fantastic speed out there on second base, so he's already just about scoring by the time the throw gets to Tavares. But a lot of times a throw up the line right there, and you're going to have that runner dead to rights.
Big play there by Brett Baker. That's its 8th RBI on the season, and it's 4-0 as stepping up to the plate now, Jack Tubman looks to get things moving. He walked his first time up. So that one was swung on and missed there for a strike. 4-0 Pioneers lead after a game the other night that saw the Pioneers starting pitchers go well, but then all of a sudden it ended up being 12-3 as that one's hit high into the air. It goes towards the shortstop, and Connor Rumpf will get underneath that one for the catch. And that's the first out of the inning against the Pioneers, and up to bat now is going to be Jack Aylward. Once again, another guy with a lot of power. He's Northern Essex Community College coming out of Lowell, Massachusetts. And he looks to get things moving. He's been moving in between the DH and the first base spot. So today he's at the DH as the throwback there is not in time.
Yeah, and Aylward, he's just been swinging a fantastic bat this year. It seems like no matter where he is on the field in the lineup, it feels like you have to try and get his bat in there some way, somehow.
As getting ready to throw as that one's hit hard, foul on the grounder. Drum makes a play over there with the hands, throws it back over.
Fantastic play over there by third base by Andrew Drum. You know, a lot of times you sleep on the coach's ability to field a ground ball. Right there, textbook play, breaks down, fields it perfectly, and a beautiful throwback to the pitcher.
As Williams looks down at Aylward with the bat on his shoulder as that one's thrown back again, but still not in time. Brett Baker is getting a lot of looks at so far in this contest.
And Williams doing everything he can to keep these base runners on their toes.
Aylward as Tavares sets up in the outer part of the plate. That one swung on and missed for a second strike. Big pitch there as Aylward was not able to get a grab of that one. It's now an 0-2 count coming in for Jack Aylward. Williams, he, once again, a 1.64 ERA, 4 earned runs so far as the transition once again for Tavares is a problem as Brett Baker steals another base. As the first ball comes in against Aylward, it's a man on second base with a 1-2 count and only one out.
And if Tavares is going to struggle on that transfer for the rest of the night, expect the Pioneers to be incredibly aggressive on the base paths, as right now they know this catcher is struggling to transfer the ball from the glove to his hand.
As getting ready here, as Brett Baker plays a little dance. That one's well outside. Looked like he was trying to work a breaking ball in there, but it was just too far out. It's a 2-2 count now.
And if you're Aylward, you have to do anything you can to hit this ball to the right side, move the runner over, at least get a productive out of the inning, put a runner on third base here.
And that would be a little bit later of a normal swing that you would see as that one swung on and missed for strike number 3. That's the 4th strikeout of the day for Williams. He has 7 on the season, 7 strikeouts on the season, so not generally a strong strikeout guy, but so far today, 4.
And for Aylward, that was a great pitch to try and go to the opposite field on. It was a fastball in the outer part of the zone. He just couldn't quite catch up to it at the plate, and ultimately it'll lead to the strikeout.
Ryan Gabbianelli steps up to the plate. He hit the RBI single earlier in the game. He was also at the plate when the pass ball went through that sent Baker home as that one's fouled off. And this is the kind of game that Ryan Gabbianelli can sometimes show us, and it's what makes him such a great option to try and put in as the either extra hitter or as the first baseman, as you see today. Being able to get those singles, just the little hits that allow you to keep moving the runners. As that one's hit towards third base, it's going to be grabbed there by Chase Moore, who throws it over to first in time for Mickelson for the 3rd out. As that will do it for the top half of the 3rd. When we return, it's the bottom half as the Pioneers look to hold off. They score 1. It's 4-0 now here at Falcon Park. Back here at Falcon Park inside the press box, Anthony Labonte alongside Evan Baird as the throwdown comes in, and Landon Birch looks to continue the 0 in the scoreboard for the Pioneers. They score 1 in the top half of the inning, but now they're going to have to go against the leading batting average player on the team in Nacho Gonzalez. He's batting .636 on the season with an OPS of 1328. So he steps up to the box, the lefty-righty matchup as the pitch comes in, and that one is close. It's going to be ball number 1.
And a fastball on the first pitch there from Birch, and again, he can't find the zone with the heat. Let's see if he throws an off-speed here.
The Middle Tennessee State pitcher, he delivers, and that one is trying to get the framing on that one is Jones, but it's not going to be in time. It's a 2-0 count. Just trying to move the ball into the zone to fool the umpire. Doesn't go in his favor. 2-0 count coming in for Gonzalez as Birch kicks and delivers, and that one is going to be grounded, but grounded foul.
And so far through the 3 pitches that Birch has thrown, they've each been fastballs. Have to wonder if now he's trying to get a more steady diet of fastballs into the repertoire here for the rest of the game. Trying to set up those hitters in the first couple innings by going off speed, having them expecting something soft, and then you can just blow your fastball right by them.
And there's just been 1 base runner so far for Auburn. That was the single hit by Colin Haug that he was able to get his first stolen base of the season on last inning. But Landon Birch, he gets ready to kick, he deals, and that one is going to go past Jones. Ryan Jones is going to have to throw a new ball back over. It's a 3-1 count now coming in for Birch. As Gonzalez, he continues to stand in there to get ready for Birch's delivery. It comes on in. That one's hit hard. It heads over towards right center. It's going to drop in. Brett Baker's going to run towards that one. It hits off the Salvation Army sign in center field. The throw comes in. It's going to be a stand-up double coming in for Nacho Gonzalez, and that's his first extra bait hit of the season.
And then when you have an OPS above 1.3, it feels like you're due for those singles to start turning themselves into doubles right there. Nacho Gonzalez does a great job to stay ready for the fastball. Catches a barrel, just shoots it right into right center field. That's about as good of a 3-1 swing as you can possibly get. Gives your team a runner in scoring position with nobody out.
As Patagrasso now steps up to the plate to try and take this one through, he enters in as the extra hitter, Ryan Patagrasso. He's still looking for his first base hit of the season. As now it's all of a sudden a man in scoring position for the Doubledays. As the first pitch comes in, swung on and missed. Auburn is just one of those teams where you can't let their offense get a little bit of momentum because all of a sudden they'll score and score and score.
Yeah, we saw it a ton with their last matchup against the Pioneers. They had a very quiet first couple innings, but those last innings, those bats came to life.
Not a single game this season they've scored below 7 runs. So that one goes low. Jones gets in there, and it's going to be interesting to see how Birch responds with Nacho Gonzalez currently sitting on second base. Ryan Patagrasso steps back in.
As a pitcher, you have to tell yourself that you have to let that runner know you're keeping an eye on him, but ultimately he doesn't quite matter a ton at this point in the game. You have a 4-run cushion. You just have to pitch to get outs.
As Lugo moves over in case of a pickoff, that one's fouled back for Patagrasso as there'll be a new ball thrown out there. Patagrasso will just readjust the gloves and get prepared to step back in. It's a 1-2 count coming in for Patagrasso as Gonzalez tries to get his lead over at second base. Lugo shows if it could come in. That one is a high pitch. It looked like he was trying to go with maybe a curveball, but it left the fingers wrong, that high.
And again, that's the risk you always run when you throw an off speed. It's so much, don't get me wrong, when you can locate it, it's an incredibly rewarding pitch to throw, but so often it can be easy to lose the grip on the pitch and something like that winds up happening.
2-2 count coming in as it's a man on second base, Nacho Gonzalez, as the throw is going to be passed, and Jones is going to have to get it off the backstop. A move over to third from Gonzalez. Now it's a full count coming for Patagrasso.
And if I had to guess, that's the pitch that Birch would want back the most in this inning. Anytime you put the leadoff runner in scoring position, you have to do what you can to minimize the damage. However, what you can't do as a pitcher is throw a wild pitch and just gift the runner an extra 90 feet when you've already given him the chance to get to second base. That simply cannot happen if you're Landon Birch.
Full count coming for Birch. It's Patagrasso getting ready here. The look back, the look down, the kick, the delivery, too high. It hits off the helmet. It will be a dead ball coming in. Birch couldn't find his spot there as Patagrasso moves over to first base.
And earlier on in the game, it looked like Birch had the stronger feel for his off speed. That one, he goes to the off speed, winds up hitting him. The pitch before he goes to the off speed and nearly hits him as well on that pitch. So now it has to be whatever pitch you trust the most to get a ground ball here. If you can turn a run into 2 outs, you absolutely have to do it.
Jose Tavera steps up. He's the catcher for this one. He entered into the last game in the 9th inning following an injury that came to Ventavengo and had the athletic trainer come out as that one goes for a strike. So with men on the corners here for Auburn, a chance for a potential double steal could come into play.
And we saw Petagrosso got a huge secondary lead on that last pitch.
The throw back over, grabbed in time by Gabbianelli, but not able to throw the tag down. It's going to still remain, and there's no, unlike the MLB, there's no limit on how many disengagements you can have. Birch looks over towards third base. The delivery, the secondary lead, again a big factor there over at first base, but that one comes in for a strike.
And right now with Taveras, he might be seeing that runner Petagrosso over on first base out of the corner of his eye, and seeing him get that huge secondary, that might be throwing him off at the plate a little bit. He's had 2 very good pitches to hit in this at-bat, although he finds himself down 0-2.
0-2 count. Taveras stands in the box. The delivery comes in. That one's hit hard, but it'll come inside. It's going to be grabbed there by Tidwell. Tidwell a little upset that he wasn't able to try and get the double play over at first base, but it's an out nonetheless.
Great pitch there by Birch. Just winds up jamming Taveras, gets that pop fly on the infield. Anytime you can get that kind of result, you knew you threw a good pitch that the hitter wasn't ready for. Now the lineup is going to flip over so it doesn't get any easier.
And up to bat comes George Farley. He hit a grounder that went over towards Tidwell earlier. He looks to try and get something going. He's got a perfect opportunity. Man on first, man on third. Pitch comes in. That one does not hit the zone. Very close for Birch, but it's going to be ball number 1.
And a really good first pitch there. Just tried to get him over with a curveball. Just couldn't quite get it to snap back down at the last second, but ultimately not a bad pitch.
As that one is getting ready here, the pitch comes in, and that one is fouled away for strike number 1. And I have to ask, you mentioned it before, seeing the runner get that secondary lead in the corner of your eye, does that tell you, hey, maybe stay off the swing just in case they do steal? You don't have to worry about a foul ball and they run back?
I mean, I'd say in this instance, we've seen it now. Petagrosso's gotten that huge secondary, but he hasn't gone. So you still have to have the green light at the plate. Obviously, if your coach is putting down the steal sign over at third base, you just have to be ready for what could happen.
As Petagrosso dancing over at first base line. Birch throws over. The tag comes in. It's going to be safe, though. Not in time. Gabbianelli not able to apply the tag. Petagrosso living on the edge right now for Auburn, as he's been just dancing over there.
And you have to imagine Ryan Jones is the one that's keeping the eye on him. Obviously, Birch can't see him being the right-handed pitcher, but normally you'll see the catcher put the glove down when they want the pickoff attempt to happen.
It's going to be interesting here. It's a 1-1. That one's fouled back, and you have to also think maybe the way that Petagrosso is playing, he wants Birch to get a little concerned, make a little twitch in his set. All of a sudden, it's a balk. You got a man going home, a man going to second base.
Yeah, and anytime you can get 2 runners to advance for the price of absolutely nothing, you absolutely have to try and do it on a baseball field.
1-2 count coming here for George Farley. Birch gets set. Gets ready to deliver. He kicks. He throws. That one, it's held back on the swing. They checked just to make sure, but the bat was still on the shoulder, so it's going to be a 2-2 count now.
Yeah, good pitch there from Birch, just trying to tie up Farley, knowing if he does make contact, it's going to be a weak ground ball. It will be a tough double play to turn, but you'll at least still get an out from the play, and that's ultimately all you're looking for here.
2-2. Delivery swung on and missed for strike number 3, and now it's 2 outs coming here after the initial leadoff double and then a hit by the pitch. All of a sudden, it's going to be 2 outs, and Birch has an opportunity to get out of this inning unscathed.
And now it's going to be interesting to see what Petagrosso does. Maybe they try and have him create the rundown to score the runner. However, you run the risk of him getting tagged before the run can score. It just seems like it's such a wasted opportunity to have runners on the corners for 2 batters and do nothing with it.
Getting ready here. The throw in there for a strike against there.
Fantastic pitch there on that off speed. He goes to it and finally is able to find it for a strike.
A stomp, stomp, clap coming in here as that one is inside a bit. Ragland, I think, might have taken a little bit more to help him by stepping out of the box, but either way, it's going to be a 1-1 count now coming in.
And sometimes you see an umpire call that pitch for a strike if it winds up on the border because the batter looks that fooled by the pitch.
Landon Birch gets ready to deliver. The throw goes down, trying to hit it in time. They say he does not. Patagrasso does get his stolen base. Very close there by Jones, but not in time. Stolen base comes in there for Patagrasso for the Doubledays. And for Patagrasso, their big play by him, as it's going to be very tight here. That was also the second stolen base of the season coming in for Patagrasso. 2-1 count coming to Ragland, who gets ready to go here. Birch looks down. No chance to throw it back over to first base. He's got his runners all ahead of him. The pitch comes in. That one's hit hard. It goes back over. The throw from Tidwell to Gabbianelli for the out comes in. And another scoreless inning for Landon Birch, despite what was a tough start, comes in, and the Doubledays now sit with 0 in the score column. It's 4-0 Pio's lead as we head to the 4th inning. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, Serve Pro, Serve You Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Wise Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, WETM, Wiggle 100, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Thank you for sponsoring the Elmira Pioneers, and go Pio. Back here, Jalen Tidwell is going to be the one going up against Williams as the Pioneers currently lead 4-0 as that one set high into the air. It goes towards left center. Trying to get underneath that one is going to be the center fielder, but he misjudges it. George Farley misses. Tidwell runs to second base. He looks as though he's going to extend it. He gets over to third base. He slides down at the call of Coach Drum, and he's in there for a triple to start things off.
I mean, that's about as an electric start to an inning as you can get. Jalen Tidwell put a good swing into that one, and I was myself a little confused why Farley was so shallow off the bat. That one looked like it was going to carry a lot more than just a routine fly ball. Obviously, it winds up doing so, and Tidwell winds up on third base with a leadoff triple.
Jalen Tidwell, his second triple of the season, comes here in the top half of the 4th. First pitch, first swing. A triple comes in. It's a man on third base. Stepping up to bat now is A.J. Lugo. He struck out his first time up as that one goes for a strike.
And with A.J. Lugo, the approach here is simple. Look for something up in the zone, hit a fly ball, take your sac fly.
As getting ready here is Williams. He kicks and delivers. That one's inside. It's going to be hit by pitch, and Lugo's going to get on base.
And that'll make the defensive alignment dicey here for the Doubledays. Obviously, it's easy to run infield in with just a runner on third, but now with a runner on first and a runner on third, the middle infield is going to have to back up and pinch just in case they can get that double play ball. But the corner infielders are still going to have to remain in case of the ground ball.
And if this ground ball comes in, that's going to be a little bit concerning, but a man who already has a single on the day, it's Brandon Duback, steps up to the plate as Williams gets set here. He kicks and delivers, and that one is right over the heart of the plate for strike number 1.
And with Brandon Duback here, it seems like if you hit a ground ball to either the right side or the left side, you really can't go wrong here. Both sides are giving you a lot to work with.
As Duback looks down, the throw from Williams back over to first base, not in time though. So as I mentioned before, Williams has thrown 11 innings this season with a .82 whip, walks, hits, innings pitched. He's already had 9 base runners in this contest. As we have gone just through 3, he's only pitched 3 innings as we're in the top of the 4th. That one goes for ball.
Yeah, certainly not what Williams was looking for when he saw this start coming into today, but ultimately you can still do what you can to limit the damage. Your team is not out of this game by any means.
The pitch, that one is outside. It's going to be ball 2. And the Pioneers, they're one of those teams where when they get on streaks of hitting, they get them done well. And that's what they've been doing so far today with such a game. It's a 2-1 count coming in for Duback as that one is just too high. It's a 3-1 count now for Brandon Duback as a man sits on first base, and Jalen Tidwell is currently 90 feet away from the 5th run for the Pioneers. A.J. Lugo may get an idea of trying to steal second base as he gets a strong lead. The pitch, that one's fouled away. Very tight one as he swings it off the end of the bat. Would you have swung in that situation?
I think right there, based on that swing, that's not a pitch you can swing at. You can take that for the called strike. However, that felt like a rather non-competitive 3-1 swing. Usually in a 3-1 count, you're swinging for the fences. You're swinging to put a ball in a gap, not try and fight one off.
Full count now. Williams throw. That one's hit hard by Duback. It goes towards center field. George Farley gets underneath that one. Tidwell's going to run. The throw comes in. It's way too off target. Tidwell's going to get home. And all of a sudden as well, A.J. Lugo is going to advance to second base. He takes a turn potentially for third. No chance, though. It's a sacrifice fly from Brandon Duback for the run. It is now 5-0 Pioneers lead here at Auburn.
And that throw from Farley goes quite up the line. However, another mistake by Tavares. He lets that ball get away from him. He can't keep it in front of him where he can see the ball gets behind him, and that's what allows the runner to steal the extra 90 feet. Right now, it seems like the Doubledays just are doing all the little things just a little bit off, and right now the Pioneers are doing all the little things about as well as they can.
And, I mean, I was mentioning the power of Aylward. You can't neglect the power of Duback there. Coming up is Ryan Jones for the Pioneers. As that pitch comes in, it's going to be strike number 1 on a swing and miss.
And that swing there from Jones is what I would have liked to see from Duback in a 3-1 count. Right there, that's a swing where you're trying to do damage. If you come up empty, you come up empty, but you're in a hitter's count.
And it's an 0-1 count, and, you know, even though the 3-1 swing wasn't great for Duback, he was still able to get that sacrifice fly. So nonetheless, Pioneers did what they need to. As that one goes past, A.J. Lugo is going to move over towards third base. A nice, easy walk for him over there. Tavares grabs the ball back there. Now it's a man on third base with just 1 out. A 1-1 count coming in.
And that one felt like more of a pass ball than a wild pitch. It felt like Tavares had the glove there. Just couldn't quite make contact with the ball, which is quite rare to see from the catcher. Have to imagine if he maybe got a little crossed up on that pitch.
Ryan Jones now, 1-1 count. He's got a man 90 feet away in A.J. Lugo. Williams, delivery, and that one is in there for a strike on the off-speed.
That's a fantastic pitch there from Williams. He throws the off-speed there to Jones. The idea being, should he make contact with this pitch, it's going to be a ground ball to one of your infielders.
And Jones gets the swivel of the hips. He swings and misses on that one. Another punch-out comes in here for Williams. That's his 5th strikeout of the day. As now coming up to the plate is going to be Michael Ferranti to try and get things moving. It's 2 outs now with A.J. Lugo currently occupying third base. Pioneers currently lead 5-0 here in the top of the 4th inning. Pitch comes in, and Ferranti watches first pitch go for a strike. Michael Ferranti, last time he was at the plate, he struck out, and he watched strike 3 go past him. He looks to switch that tide around here as that one's outside. It's going to be ball number 1.
And that's a strong take there by Ferranti. It can be so easy to swing at that off-speed pitch on the outer half of the plate and then wind up swinging through the fastball in the outer half. He does a good job to lay off, however.
That one will clip the corner. It looks like a similar pitch as last time. However, I guess just an inch inward, got the strike. It's a 1-2 count.
Yeah, we have a solid vantage point back here, and they looked quite similar, but the umpire disagreed.
That one comes in. Ferranti hits that high in foul territory. No chance for anyone to play it. It's going to go over towards the patio area on the right side. It's a 1-2 count now.
I mean, of course, there is a chance for a fan to play it.
Of course. but we're not playing banana ball here. So
Not
there's
quite.
no chance of an out from a fan catching the ball. Ferranti stays at the plate. That one is low. It's a 2-2 count now.
And that's a fantastic block by Tavares behind the plate. He's definitely had his struggles in this game, but he does a good job to flip the glove and just make sure you're knocking that ball down, because if it gets by you, that's another run for the Pioneers.
5-0 lead for the Pioneers as the pitch comes in from Williams. That one's hit hard, and it goes in between the gap between Moore and Rump. It's going to be a single for Ferranti, an RBI single at that as Lugo gets home. It is now 6-0 Pioneers lead.
And the Pioneers' offense just keeps rolling. That is 3 innings now out of the 4 where they've scored, and this is the second inning that they've put up multiple runs. It just seems like at the plate right now, the approach has been working, whatever it might be, and you just have to take it if you're the Pioneers, considering last game you certainly did not come out ready to swing.
And Michael Gardner now steps up. He walked his last time in the 3rd inning where he got a stolen base, and now with Michael Ferranti on, the best way to describe Ferranti, a second leadoff guy, as that one's hit high. It goes into right field, going towards foul territory. Trying to get it over to that one is Monahan, but he won't get there in time. It bounces just in the bullpen area.
And that's a great effort there from Monahan in right field. That ball winds up drifting into the bullpen. Obviously, Gardner being the right-handed hitter, that ball is going to keep tailing towards the fence, and it winds up getting its way out of play. But Monahan never gives up on that fly ball. And those are the type of plays where you can seal that out, and next thing you know, you're out of the inning.
Hoping to get out of this one with just minimal damage. 2 runs in this top half of the 4th. Michael Gardner. He's got a man on first and Michael Ferranti. So Para Michael's trying to make things happen here as that one's hit on top of it. It heads on over to Moore. He gives the delivery over, but it's going to be not in time. The dribbler there over to Michelson, not in time. Michael Gardner reaches on an infield single.
Yeah, and I mean right there, you see it off the bat from Gardner. He hits it softly over to third base, and he is booking it out of that right-handed batter's box. He's doing everything he can to leg that out. Does a fantastic job to leg it through, and now the Pioneers have first and second. They're not done yet.
Brett Baker's now up. 2 outs here for the Pioneers, trying to keep things moving. Baker, he's had 2 plate appearances, only 1 at-bat. That at-bat was a single. His first plate appearance in the 1st inning was a walk, as that one goes foul. If that one stayed a little bit more fair, a perfect opportunity for the 3rd out by the Doubledays, but it rolls past the line.
And Baker was way out in front of that one, obviously being a left-handed hitter. Anytime you roll a ball that goes foul on the first base side, you're well out in front of it. So it's going to be interesting to see what Williams goes to here. I have to imagine he's getting an off-speed, trying to get something that he'll swing over the top of and get strike 2.
No errors in this game recorded, so each out so far on this one has been, each run has been garnered to Williams. His 6 earned runs on the day. That one is fouled again. That one's hit a little bit harder, though, from Baker. It's an 0-2 count now. Trying to get someone home in this one, whether it is going to be the man on second base in Michael Ferranti or it's going to be get the man on first in Michael Gardner. Brett Baker wants to put some action on the scoreboard. The 0-2 count, the throw, that one's well inside. Baker jumps back to not get hit from it.
And right here, if you're Williams, you had him in an 0-2 count. Now it goes to 1-2. This pitch right here has to be the pitch you have the most confidence in, the pitch you feel the best about being able to get a swing and miss in, because right now you have to do anything you can to prevent this lead from getting any bigger for the Pioneers.
Brett Baker playing very close to the inside part of the box as that one is hit high into the air. It's going towards center field. Farley and the second baseman are trying to get it. It's going to drop in between. It's going to be a score for Michael Ferranti. Michael Gardner's going to get it held up. It's going to be a single, which it was able to reach towards second base there, coming in for Brett Baker, and an RBI single at that.
And I mean, right there, Baker does everything he can to get a piece of the barrel on that one. He's able to get lumber on it, and that's a perfect little dunker into no man's land. Anytime you can do that at the plate, it definitely feels like you didn't get the best result, but seeing yourself on second base, you know that you succeeded.
7-0 Pioneers lead, and all of a sudden, the coach comes out to get a little talk with the pitcher, and it looks as though this may be the close to the end here for Williams will check and see if there is a chance, as there is a right-hander warming up in the Auburn bullpen right now. The tuck comes in. It's kind of just more of a discussion right now than anything. There's no action moving. No one's running out. So potentially just say, hey, Williams, you want to get through this fourth? We can do so. He's thrown 3 2/3 so far. It's 7-0 lead for the Pioneers. A man on second base is Brett Baker. A man on third, that's Michael Gardner. As the Pioneers have just scored so many runs so far in this game. The offense has been the key point, and that's what you expect with a team head coached by Coach Andy Drum. So it will not actually be a pitching change. There's still a right-hander working out there. We'll let you know who it is when we get a little bit better of a look, but Williams stays up here as Jack Tubman will be the one to go. He walked earlier, then flew out as that one's hit hard but foul. Coach Drum does not make a play on the third baseline.
He made one earlier in the game. I have to give credit where credit was due. That was a screamer off the bat of Tubman. I myself would not want to barehand that one.
So 50% so far is Coach Drum on the third baseline with foul balls. Honestly, with no glove, you got to give him a lot of credit on that.
I mean, a lot of people say you succeed 3 out of 10 times in baseball, you're in the Hall of Fame.
As Tubman gets that one inside. It's going to be a 1-1 count now. Tavera is able to get his glove over there and make sure that nothing gets past him, because at that situation, you expect Coach Drum to tell Gardner, go, get home. The throw outside. It's going to be 2-1 now for Jack Tubman.
And for Tubman, it kind of feels like he's the last batter that Williams is going to see regardless. Aylward and Gabbianelli are the only Pioneers that have not gone to the plate in this inning. And if Tubman should reach, it feels like that has to be the end of the day.
The throw, that one is going to be outside. Every single player so far for the Pioneers has been able to get on the base path. Whether it's been a necessarily way to show on the stat board they have, including Ryan Jones' fielder's choice, it's not necessary. As that one's hit high, it heads towards right field. Getting underneath that one, it's going to be Monahan who makes the play and gets the out. A big 3-run inning for the Pioneers puts them up now. It's 7-0 as we head to the bottom half of the fourth. Bottom four incoming here as the Pioneers put up a crooked number in the top half of the inning. 3 runs went by. It is 7-0 now in the bottom half of the fourth. And for the Doubledays, they're looking at just 2 on the hits total so far in this game. As coming up to bat now is the man who got the last out of the top half of the inning. It's Teddy Monahan, the right fielder, getting ready to go, and he's had some difficulties so far against the Pioneers. Just one lone single has helped him as he get ready to go here. Birch gets ready, he kicks and delivers, and that one is going to go in there for a strike on the corner.
Yeah, great pitch there. He goes to his off speed, able to steal it on the corner for strike one. And after an inning where you put up 3, being able to spot a corner perfectly could show this might be a long inning for the Doubledays.
As that one is hit hard, it heads on over. Lugo's going to dive for that one. He throws it on over right into the glove of Gabbianelli. Great play by Lugo at second base, and that gets the first out.
Little look what I found there over at second base from Lugo. Puts the glove down, comes up with it. A great play. A little bit of luck goes into it. Obviously, you have to factor in the perfect hop coming off the artificial turf. Obviously, that play winds up a little different if we're at Dunn Field.
And you have to give credit to Monahan. That was a hard hit grounder that went over there. It's now up to bat will be Chase Moore. And that's just kind of the trajectory that it seemed to be going for the Doubledays today. As that one's high, it's going to be ball number 1 against Moore. And the concern, I guess, entering into this bottom half of the inning was just how long that top half was. How does that affect Birch? And so far, it does not seem to be the case. But, there's still 2 outs that he has to get, as that one is in there for a strike. It's a 1-1 count now.
And you're absolutely right. You see so many times a team has a long inning where they're at the plate for a long time. The pitcher goes back out, and we see a little fatigue coming out of them to start because they were sitting down for so long. Birch does a great job to avoid that. He's ahead of these hitters.
That one swung on a miss. It's strike number 2 against Chase Moore. And, you look at some of the players for this Pioneers team and how they bounce back after a high-scoring inning. You think of Brendan Hayes, who let up a couple of runs against Olean in his first start, but came back and was nails throughout it. As that one swung on a miss for strike number 3, the third punch out of the day for Landon Birch comes of Chase Moore, his second time striking out in this one, as Connor Rumpf will get ready to step up.
And that's a beautiful sequence there from Landon Birch. We've seen it so often in this game. He tries to go to his off speed when he's ahead, but we see it on that 1-1 pitch. He's able to blow a fastball right by Moore, so he does a great job to go back to that fastball again, gets the swing and miss, gets the strikeout.
Connor Rumpf, his last time up, he grounded one right over to Birch, and that was the one where he got a little backhand throw that ended up getting the out, as that one goes for a ball.
I think that play also gave Landon Birch a great play for the pitchers are athletes group.
Some people, ever since, the National League ended up barring the hitter of the pitcher, it's become kind of a controversial topic, unless if your name's Shohei Ohtani. But for Landon Birch right there, that was his way of showing, hey, the fielding is important too for pitchers. It's 2-0 count comes in. That one hits the corner for strike number 1.
I don't think we can forget the athletic feat of Peyton Tolley jumping about 6 inches in the air to try and field a chopper that went about 15 feet over his head.
That is certainly in the category to try and help them, as this one comes in. That one's low. It hits into the turf. 3-1 count now. And, yes, you've mentioned before, the turf is such a different field of play for these players because they're so used to playing on Dunn Field where sometimes the bounces will get to you, but now on artificial turf, everything's going to play just about the same.
Yeah, you're never going to get a bad hop when you're playing on fake grass. Ultimately, you're going to get a perfect hop that goes right where you think it's going to go every single time. These fielders have to make the most of that, however, knowing that the other team can make just as much advantage of it in the field.
3-1 coming up for Birch as he gives the delivery, and that one's in there for a strike, and Rumpf just watched that one go by him. It's a full count now.
I think he's setting him up for another fastball here. He goes to the fastball there, throws a great pitch in a 3-1 count. No swing from Rumpf. I think he's going to try and climb the ladder here.
The delivery, that one is in there for strike 3. Rumpf watches it go by. Another strikeout comes in for Birch as it's a 1-2-3 inning against the Doubledays, and the Pioneers get ready. It's going to be a new mound coming on the arm for the Doubledays when we come back. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, Serve Pro, Serve U Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Wise Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, WETM, Wiggle 100, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Thank you for sponsoring the Elmira Pioneers, and go Pios. New arm on the mound for the Doubledays. It's Ryan Rocco taking in for Joseph Williams, who ended up throwing 4 innings, 7 hits. He walked 3, 5 strikeouts. But the story of it, 7 runs went by, all of which are earned. As coming up now is going to be Jack Aylward for the Pioneers to try and see if he can get on Rocco as Rocco enters in. And it's not everything but a 6.43 ERA. As Aylward steps up, and, you know, we were looking at his windup, and Rocco's got one of the interesting windups that you see here as the throw comes in. That one is swung on a miss for strike number 1.
Yeah, I mean, to say the absolute least, it is one of the funkiest windups I've ever seen. That's just saying the absolute least.
I mean, it worked for him on that first pitch for a strike, as you see the ball just go behind his back as he throws. That one is outside for the ball.
And a lot of times when the pitcher tries to hide the ball as long as they can, that's for deception purposes. They don't want the hitter to try and pick up the grip that they have in their hand before they let go. They want to do everything they can to have the hitter is in the dark as they possibly can.
As the throw comes in there, it's 1-1. He hits that one sky high towards foul territory as it's going to hit off the netting over there for a foul ball. 1-2 count now coming in for Jack Aylward, and Rocco continues to work. I mean, it's been working for him so far.
Yeah, I mean, we've only seen 3 pitches so far, but it seems like there's been a lot of deception coming off of the hand. Aylward's just doing anything he can to stay in this at-bat, stay alive at the plate.
The Dean College pitcher kicks and deals as that one is inside. It's a 2-2 count.
That's a very good pitch there in a 1-2 count, just trying to get Aylward to either take it for what they were hoping would be strike 3 or just be out in front of it on that swing. That was a very deceptive pitch, though.
Timeout called there from Aylward. Yeah, that one looked incredibly close to just hitting the plate and getting strike 3 on Aylward. Would have been a good way to start off the inning following a 3-run last inning, as that one is hit hard by Aylward. It'll go towards center field. George Farley is going to get underneath that one, and he makes the catch. As the sun begins to go down here in Auburn, the first out comes in on a fly ball. And now up to bat coming up for the Pioneers is going to be Ryan Gabbianelli, who started things off by getting the first run on the board with his RBI single. Not able to get anything in his second at-bat, but we'll have to see how it goes here following the first out. As Rocco gets ready to deal, and he does so, and that one is outside for ball number 1. As we cross the 8 o'clock hour here of the day, the late 8 o'clock, that is, 1-0 count. Summertime, as the lights come on, the sun sets later as that one goes for a strike. And Auburn's one of those places where I'm from normally, the sun is going to be setting around like the 8:20 mark, but over here it's closer to that 8:45, 8:50 mark. So still a little bit of sun here. That one is clipping corner for strike 2.
Yeah, nothing like beautiful upstate New York when it comes to summertime. That sun stays out a little longer than you're used to in that Massachusetts region.
A little bit closer to the water, it makes it go a little bit quicker, the sun setting. of course, it means that the sun rises a little bit earlier, as that one is fouled back for staying it to a 1-2 count.
And
one out here.
It seems like a lot of what we've seen from Rocco so far is working east to west. He's trying to have these pitches start either at the hip of the hitter and wind up on the inner part of the zone, or start on the middle of the plate and break off the plate.
That one's hit hard by Gabbianelli towards the right side. Monahan's trying to get underneath that one. It's in foul territory, but he'll get the little basket catch there and makes the second out.
Yeah, strong play over there in right field by Monahan to navigate that wall. He knows he's coming up on it, but he knows he has enough room to make the play. And those are always the ones that scare you a little bit when you're getting close to that fence. You know you have room to make the play, but a small part of you is wondering, where is that wall, especially when you get onto the warning track. You're just waiting to try and feel it.
Jalen Tidwell steps up. He had a triple his last time. It was first pitch. He swung, and he made it all the way to third base. As the first pitch comes in there, he swings at that one, but is not able to get a hold of it. It's strike number one. And for fans here, they look to see if Rocco can get a 1-2-3 inning, but the big factor of these first two outs was just how hard they were hit over into the outfield. As Rocco gets set and the pitch goes in, as that one is swung on there, it's foul tipped, and it's going to be strike two.
And Rocco with a strong start from this bullpen outing. He's just one strike away from a 1-2-3 inning. And considering the damage the Pioneers did, you need as many 1-2-3 innings as you can get if you're the Doubledays.
0-2 count. Rocco delivers, and that one is hit right inside by Tidwell. He basically got jammed. The throw comes over there. The pick there by Michelson. Rumpf to Michelson for the third out. Very tight play, but he's able to hold on to that one. 1-2-3 inning comes in for the Doubledays. They hold off the Pioneers, but it's still 7-0 as Landon Birch gets ready to get on the mound. Back here at Falcon Field, and Landon Birch remains on the mound in this 7-run lead by the Pioneers. Anthony Labonte alongside Evan Baird. It's going to be a pinch hitter for the Doubledays. It's Brendan Smith subbing in for Colin Haug, the left fielder. And so now the Pioneers will have to see how they move with a new man up there to throw.
And whenever you trail by as many as 7 runs, you have to do anything you can to try and get the statistical advantage at the plate. If the Doubledays think that they are making the statistical advantage by making the substitution, they're trying to do anything they can to get Landon Birch out of rhythm here to start the inning, try and make his day end as quick as possible.
The Doubledays have some tough games ahead of them. They have a game against Batavia over in Batavia tomorrow. Then on Thursday, it's the Pioneers back here at Falcon Park to take on the Doubledays as Birch gets ready to deal. He does. That one's high. It's going to be ball number 1 against Brendan Smith.
And Birch trying to get his off-speed to work early in the inning again. However, he's going to wind up missing high. And it seems like you got to try and work that fastball in. He's had a better feel for his fastball as the innings have progressed.
That one's hit hard, and it goes right past Gardner. It's going to be a single coming in for the pinch hitter and Brendan Smith. And all of a sudden, lead man gets on again for the Doubledays.
And right there, that's just Smith doing his job. He goes into that at-bat knowing he has to do anything he can to just disrupt the rhythm of Birch a little bit. Going through 4 innings, surrendering just 2 base hits. Birch had it working. Now he's given up 3 knocks, giving one up to the pinch hitter.
Braden Michelson now gets ready to go here. He, in this one, only had a pop fly that went over towards A.J. Lugo. That one's hit hard by Tidwell. He throws it over to Lugo at second base, who turns, throws. Gabbianelli, it's a double play coming in for the Pioneers. And in one pitch, the leadoff man gets out, and so does the batter. It's a double play coming in, the classic old 6-4-3, as now it's 2 outs coming up now.
And if the Doubledays were going to get anything started in this inning, that is the worst of worst-case scenarios right there. Getting the leadoff runner on just to immediately bounce into the 6-4-3 twin killing, that is just such a momentum killer.
But someone to try and build this back up, Nacho Gonzalez. He had a double to start things off here. That one goes right past Jones, and that's a situation where the Doubledays wish they had a man on.
Yeah.
1-0 count.
Absolutely. Whenever you see a pass ball, you have to be thinking to yourself and kind of kicking yourself, especially when you had a runner on base just 2 pitches ago.
As Birch looks towards Gonzalez. Gonzalez had that double, and then he stole a base. That one's hit hard, and it goes into the outfield. Grabbing it in right field will be Ferranti. It's a single coming in for Nacho Gonzalez, and all of a sudden, he's now had 2 hits on the day, a single and a double. For the man batting .636 on the season, his average currently of the day is 1,000.
And that was another hard-hit ball in this inning. We've seen 3 of them in the inning. 2 of them have gone for base hits. However, one just so happened to be hit right at Jalen Tidwell. But in the inning, there's been a lot of solid contact for the Doubledays. Unfortunately for them, not a whole lot to show for it.
Ryan Patagrasso now steps up. His last time up, it was a full count, and then he ended up getting hit by the ball, so he ended up moving towards first base by a hit by pitch, as that one goes for a strike on a swing and miss.
And right there, Birch goes to his fastball, gets it in at 86 miles an hour, gets it right past Patagrasso for strike 1.
As Birch gets ready, Jones squares in the center of the plate. Does not move towards either side of the corner, as it's a righty-righty matchup. That one's high again. Getting close to the eyes of Patagrasso and even higher up. It's a 1-1 count.
Another fastball off the hand of Birch, and we saw him saying some words of displeasure to himself after missing on another pitch there.
As he looks back, looks down, and Birch's delivery. That one is in there for a strike. And you talk about the breaking ball going in there. That was just the pitch that he needed.
Yeah, absolutely. He's had a fantastic feel, a great command for a lot of the off-speed stuff in his arsenal today. That pitch, no exception, finds himself just a strike away from ending the inning.
1-2 count. 7-0 lead for the Pioneers. It's the bottom of the 5th, 2 outs. Birch delivers, and that one's fouled back. Just gets underneath the bat. It's going to remain a 1-2 for Landon Birch.
Birch heads back inside with the fastball there. A great job by Patagrasso to do anything he can to get some sort of a lumber on it. Just able to get a piece of it and stay alive.
Birch gets towards that right side of the rubber. In comparison to Williams, who's using the left side, Birch plays over closer towards third base. As that throw comes in, that one's hit hard. It gets past Michael Gardner through the gap in center, and now it's a man on first, man on second base. It's a single for Ryan Patagrasso.
And that's another well-hit baseball in the inning for the Doubledays. Mentioned it before the last at-bat. They had 3, unfortunately, not much to show for it. Now they have 4 with a little more to show for it here. Jose Taveras just a swing away, just a base hit away from getting them on the board.
And that's going to be something that he has to look out for as Taveras gets up here. 0 for 1 on the evening. He flew one out towards Jalen Tidwell as Birch's delivery there. That one swung and fouled there.
And Taveras aggressive there on the first pitch, tries to swing and make contact with the off-speed pitch. However, just not able to get a straight swing on it and winds up fouling it straight back.
So 0-1 count coming in for Taveras. The stomps come in for the Auburn side. Birch looks back, he looks forward. The delivery, that one is past Ryan Jones, a very inside pitch. Gonzalez is once again going to make his way over to third base, and Patagrasso is again at second. A repeat of what it looked like in the third inning now, as it's a 1-1 count.
Yeah, we remember that third inning. He worked himself into a jam early. He had runners on first and third with nobody out. Finds himself in a more manageable situation here, although it is runners on second and third. There's 2 outs in the inning, so you just got to do anything you can to have something hit at one of your fielders.
Either something at the fielders or even a strikeout. Birch looks over. Looks down, throw, in there for a strike. Great pitch coming in there from Birch.
Yeah, fantastic pitch there. Goes and takes a little bit off of one there. Finds the inside corner beautifully. Again, he's just a strike away from getting out of it, although we've seen him in this situation already once in this inning and he couldn't come through.
1-2 count. Bottom 5, 2 outs. Man on third, man on second. Jose Taveras, he does not have to worry about any stealing. That one's low. Jones, great job sliding over for the stoppage. It's a 2-2 count now.
Yeah, Jones does a great job to knock that one down. It's so easy as a catcher to just be a little late on getting yourself to block that pitch, getting in front of that pitch, and that would obviously lead to the run scoring. A great job there by Jones to knock it down.
Landon Birch gets ready to go here. He looks back towards. There's no movement of a chance of a pickoff. The throw comes in. That one's hit high and foul by Tavares, who got a hold of that one but was well too high off the top of the bat. Still 2-2 now. 1 strike for Birch gets him out of this tough situation without letting up a run. It's 7-0 lead for the Pioneers. Nacho Gonzalez stands on third base. As well on second is a batter. As that one's hit hard to Gabbianelli. He grabs that one. He runs over to first base and he gets the out for the third one and gets out of the inning. It is 7-0. Landon Birch gets out of that one as we head to a quick break before the top of the 6th. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, Serve Pro, Serve You Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Wise Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, WETM, Wiggle 100, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Thank you for sponsoring the Elmira Pioneers, and go Pios. Fans, you're someone you know have a birthday coming up? Why not spend it with the Pioneers? Packages include 10 tickets, 10 hot dogs, 10 drinks, a customized Wegmans cake, an autographed Pioneers baseball, and special recognition at the game, including a first pitch, starting at just $125. For more information, call 607-734-2690 to learn more and spend your birthday with the Pioneers. Fortunately for this game, I don't have anyone's birthday to celebrate, but if you have a birthday, why don't you come to Dunfield? We've got a game coming tomorrow. That's against the Syracuse Saltcats. You know whose birthday it is tomorrow, Evan?
Whose birthday is it tomorrow?
It's Stitches' birthday, so we'll have a lot of fun there. As coming up to the bat here will be A.J. Lugo for the Pioneers in the top half of the sixth. It's always a fun day when it's Stitches' birthday. All of the mascots come out, and maybe we'll see some other foes, including maybe Dewey. I know some people love Dewey, as that one goes there for a strike. As top half of the sixth, Pioneers lead this one 7-0.
And is Dewey supposed to be a muck dog, or is he another breed of dog that we are unaware of?
Well, we'll have to see as that one goes for a strike. It's an 0-2 count now. I mean, we'll see tomorrow because, I mean, although Dewey and Stitches have battled with each other, you know, it's that friendly, competitive aspect. Stitches' best friend is Dewey, as Rocco's throw there is down low.
And that's a solid 0-2 waste pitch right there. Throws a pitch that's a little out of the zone, but can still look enticing to a hitter like Ryan Jones. Just a great job by Jones to lay off.
As Rocco looks down, he throws, and that one is not going to hit the zone. It's going to be a 2-2 count now.
And that's another one of those east to west pitches there coming off the hand of Rocco. That pitch starts over the middle of the zone, and it winds up working its way outside on Jones. Obviously the pitch a little high, but again, more east to west action. A.J.
Lugo got hit his last time up. He looks and swings on that one. It's strike number 3, and Rocco has his first strikeout of the day. As Brandon Duback will get ready to go next for the Pioneers.
While it only has been 4 hitters for Rocco, a little surprising that's just his first strikeout. Obviously so deceptive with holding the ball behind his back for as long as he can, and he just has some exceptional breaking stuff in this game so far.
As getting set now is Rocco and Duback. He looks to get another swing on the ball here. He has a single on the day and a sacrifice fly that brought a man home, and Jalen Tidwell. As the first one goes high, it's a 1-0 count against Duback. Pitch comes in, that one's outside, it's 2-0. Pioneers in the season so far 5-4 on the year. In comparison, the Doubledays are 7-1. So a tough test for the Pioneers here today. But they've come to the challenge with 7 runs early on, as that one's fouled back. Going to be the first strike of this at bat.
Good luck finding that baseball again. A lot of trees behind us here, and that one was heading straight for the green.
Have to watch out for a potential chance of ticks over there, as the ball just completely crashed out there. 2-1, and that one's hit hard by Duback, but it'll go over to Moore at third base. He steps, he throws over to Mickelson, who gets the pick at first and gets the second out, excuse me.
Yeah, and right there for Moore, that's about as easy as they come over at third base. That's a hard hit ball off the bat of Duback. And Duback normally behind the plate getting a little break for the legs today, playing as the extra hitter. But not expecting a ton of speed from someone whose primary position is catcher. Just needs any sort of a throw that's on line, and that's an out.
Ryan Jones, the catcher for the day, now stepping up, and he's only gotten on base once, but that was a fielder's choice, so in the scorebook, it's ruled as not getting on base, but we know, Jones, you got on there, as that one is out for a ball.
Deep down, you can't take that away.
No, if you're on the base path and you have the opportunity to steal something, you should be able to, but Jones was not able to because the inning got out. As the throw here from Rocco on the 1-0, that one's also outside.
That was a great pitch there from Rocco. Tried to steal a pitch on the outer half of the plate. But again, the umpire remains consistent on not calling that pitch a little bit off the plate.
2-0 count. As the throw comes in, and that one is hit foul and into the glove for a strike. It's a 2-1 count now, as Rocco looks to keep things moving for the Doubledays. Rocco coming out of Gilbert, Arizona. Interesting, as that one swung on a miss. It's always interesting to see just how far players travel to play baseball in the PGCBL.
Yeah, Arizona to New York, that's about as long a drive as it gets.
We've seen some people from California, but that one there is swung on and missed, so it'll go down towards the South Beach of California for a strike 3 call, and that gets out of the top half of the inning. It's going to be still 7-0 Pioneers lead as we head to the bottom of the sixth. Parenting today can sometimes feel like you're way out in left field. Casa Trinity Prevention wants to give you some backup for when those unexpected hits come your way. The Triple P Positive Parenting Program for families is designed to help parents step up to the plate with confidence, learn skills that will help your family become stronger, healthier, and more resilient. To learn more, visit casa-trinity.org or email shamungprevention@casa-trinity.org. Thank you, Casa Trinity Prevention, for sponsoring the Elmira Pioneers. As we return here for the bottom half of the sixth, here Landon Birch on the mound looking to get things moving as they get the throw down there from Jones. It's a 7-0 lead for the Pioneers right now as they've been able to hold on strong. And it's going to be on top of the order. It's George Farley stepping up to the plate. He's still looking for his first time on the base path. He started off with a ground ball over towards third base that was thrown out, and then he struck out against Birch in this contest. And Birch gets on the mound here. Birch has had such a strong outing so far. Even when he's been jammed, he's been able to power out of it. He's gone through 5, looking to get through 6. First pitch, the bunt shown there. Tidwell's going to attack it. He tries to throw over, but it's a leadoff bunt single coming in as that one goes in, and it's a big single there for the Doubledays.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times you'll see a bunt single when they're trying to disrupt the rhythm of the pitcher. Birch heading back out for his 6th inning. He's been working great so far in this one and just trying to do anything you can to throw him off. Sometimes you see a bunt can do it, and that's exactly what we saw there.
That bunt, that's something you see from the guy in the leadoff spot, just moving quickly, has the feet, and that's a hit for the Doubledays. It's man on, no out. As coming up to bat now will be William Ragland. Correction. Here, it's going to be a pinch hitter. It's Jaden Madrid stepping up for the Doubledays. So he fills in for the designated hitter and William Ragland. So far, the Doubledays have gone to the pinch hitters frequently. Already 2 through these first innings. It's a steal attempt going. The throw goes down. The tag is going to be in time for the out as Lugo lays the tag down there on George Farley, who gets caught stealing at second base.
And if you're Ryan Jones, you have to feel fantastic about that throw. That's about as good a throw as you could possibly make right there. Puts it right on top of the bag. All you have to do if you're Lugo is just catch the ball, put down the tag. That's all he had to do. Fantastic execution by the Pioneers.
Great play there from the Pioneers. Is a native of Rochester now. Looks with no men on after the play there. That one goes for a strike. Big strike there from Birch as he gets off the leadoff man. And the ability of Jones to just throw down the line has been his strong suit all season. That one's high and past. Very, very tight one there as Madrid pulled the bat down.
And that kind of goes back to the lack of command we saw earlier from Birch with the fastball. He tries to heat him up there on that pitch, just not even close to the zone.
2-1 here for Madrid. who looks serious. A righty-righty matchup as that one is hit off the end of the bat. It heads over towards right field. Trying to get underneath that one is going to be Ferrati, who can't slide and grab the ball. It's going to be a double coming in here. Because he was moving, it seems as though it won't be an error. It's a double coming in for Madrid. And after getting the first man they got on out, it's a man on second base for Teddy Monahan.
And Ferranti heading over on that one definitely played that one. He definitely was not moving as quick as he should have been. I mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, whenever you have a right-handed hitter at the plate, that ball is going to keep on slicing towards the fence if you're playing right field. And right there, that ball just kept tailing. It was off the end of the bat, but Ferranti just not quite able to make the adjustment and get under it.
Teddy Monahan, he entered into this series against the Pioneers batting .700. So far, one hit through all of his at-bats, and he just does not have it today as the step-off comes from Birch. Seems as though a little bit of miscommunication between him and Jones. As they get back on here. Big hit there by Madrid as Monahan gets ready. He works on that back half of the batter's box with his back foot. Birch's throw, that one is low for ball one.
And right there, he just tries to go back to his off-speed to try and get strike number one. However, we've seen it that his off-speed has kind of been more of a pitch to get the swing and miss, working off the fastball. He's going to have to remind himself that he can throw that off-speed for pitches in the zone.
A right-hander is working in the Pioneers bullpen right now. That one is swung on there by Monahan, going towards right field. Trying to get under that one is Ferrati. He does. It's going to be a throw over there towards third base, but cutting it off will be Gardner. So sacrifice fly does not get a run, but it moves over the base runner in Madrid. It's 2 outs now with a man on third base.
And right now, if you're Birch, you're definitely not showing your best stuff in this inning, but you really can't complain about what the result has been so far. You've given up 2 base hits, although right now you're staring at 2 outs with just 1 runner on, and you still have not given up a run in the inning. All things considered, you got to take them where you can.
It's going to be another pinch hitter for the Doubledays. It's Miles Fontaine coming in here as he fills in for Chase Moore at third base. As Miles Fontaine watches Birch. That one's hit hard. It heads over to Gardner. Gardner tries to play it. He bobbles it, and the throw will come over. A tough one. That one will be an error, though, against Michael Gardner. A run scores for the Doubledays on that one. It's now 7-1. Pioneers lead. But that was just a hard-hit ball, and Gardner was not able to grab a hold of it.
And that right there kind of reminds you of when you see a receiver who's kind of wide open on the middle of the field, but he drops the ball because he takes his eyes off of it. That's what happens there with Gardner. As he's trying to get the ball into his glove, he takes a look over to first base, and that's why he doesn't have the clean gloving on it. That's what allows the runner to reach.
So an E6 there puts one on as that one's hit hard there by Luke Weir in pinch hit. It goes over to Lugo, and he will get the out. So through 6 innings, 1 run does score for the Auburn Doubledays. We'll see if it's considered earned, but that'll do it. 3rd out. It's the top of the 7th coming up very shortly. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, Serve Pro, Serve You Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Wise Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, WETM, Wiggle 100, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Thank you for sponsoring the Elmira Pioneers, and go Pios. Top of the 7th coming in here as the Pioneers end up letting one cross by in that bottom half of the inning following the error on the shortstop. So it will not get pinned against Lynn and Birch, but coming up now is going to be Michael Ferranti stepping up for the Pioneers to try and maybe extend the lead here in the top of the 7th as they get ready to go.
He also might be trying to make up for that play he had in right field where the ball came in and out of his glove just that half inning ago.
Bunt comes in, and as I mentioned, if you're the second leadoff, that's the opportunity. He's not in time to get to first base. It's going to be a throw there, and the out comes in for the first out. That was very close. They say that Ferranti did not get the step ahead.
Yeah, from my vantage point, which granted we are about 200 feet away from the play, it certainly looked like he beat that throw out by just about anything. However, the umpire rules otherwise. Tough start to the inning for the Pios.
Very tough start there as playing over there at first base is still Mickelson. There is some fielding changes as coming up is going to be Michael Gardner. First pitch is swung on and going to be a strike.
And it seems like the approach for the Pioneers is just try and capitalize on one of the first couple pitches you see from Rocco. We've seen as he gets later into counts, he throws his more deceptive stuff, so just trying to do anything you can to disrupt that.
So far, the Pioneers have not been able to get on top of Rocco. He's thrown a perfect 2 1/3 inning so far as Gardner looks to try and get things moving here following the Ferranti out. On deck is going to be Baker. That one is going to be low for a ball.
And you mentioned the 2 1/3 perfect innings there from Rocco. That is just coming in and doing your job to perfection. When you're a relief pitcher, simply put, your job description is get outs however you can, and he's recorded 7 before allowing a base runner.
2-1 count here for Rocco as that one swung and missed for strike number 2. 2-2 count here going against Michael Gardner, who so far in the day is currently 1 for 2 with a single. He also walked and is the point of a run as the catcher lines up on the outside. Swung on a miss for strike number 3. The third punch out coming for Rocco. There comes from Michael Gardner. 2 2/3 perfect so far for Rocco as Brett Baker now steps up to the plate.
And for Baker, you got to do anything you can to throw him off his rhythm here. Getting nearly an entire go through the lineup here, obviously 10 hitters instead of 9, without surrendering a base runner is amazing for Rocco. But if you're Baker, you have to do anything you can to disrupt that.
For the baseball purists, they may say, hey, we shouldn't be mentioning that. It's going to get off his game. But, of course, he's for the opposing side, so...
I also would argue a 7-1 ball game is a little different than if it was a pitcher throwing a natural perfect game to this point.
Of course, Yamamoto came very close to one of those the other day, as that one is too high. It's going to go for a ball.
Dustin May also came quite close just last night.
You know, if the perfect game is always something where it's weird who throws them, because it's not always the best guy in the league. It's normally just one guy that steps in there, as that one's hit hard by Baker, and that one's going to go right into left field. It's going to go right into the glove there of Brendan Smith, who filled in for Haug, and that's going to be the third out. It's another 1-2-3 coming in for Rocco as we step aside for the 7th inning stretch. After we stretch, we get things ready to go here as Kevin Pracio is going to be the relief pitcher coming in for Landon Birch out of Iona University. This is his first appearance for the Pioneers this season as he gets ready to go. And Landon Birch, what an outing from him, Evan. 6 innings, 7 hits, 4 strikeouts, 0 walks. There was 1 run that came by, but that one, of course, was unearned.
Yeah, I mean, he did his job to the absolute best degree that he could today. Obviously, this Auburn team is a very great baseball team. He came in and threw 6 innings, nearly shut out. As you mentioned, the only run coming across was unearned on the 2-out error by Michael Gardner. But ultimately, about as good a start as you possibly could have asked for from Landon Birch. Now it comes down to the Pioneers bullpen, who's been a little shaky as the year has gone by, but you just have to trust them to hold that 6-run lead, do anything you can to record these final 9 outs.
Because on deck right now, it's Brendan Smith, number 30 for the squad, as he had a single on the game. He's batting .500 entering into today, so if the law of averages were to work out here, you expect him to get out, but just how baseball plays, you never know how Brendan Smith could end up playing. He could hit one right over the center field wall, but all that has to happen is Kevin Pracio does his job and gets 3 outs for the Pioneers as they throw it down and they get ready to go here. Pracio, the relief pitcher, going against the pinch hitter as Pracio looks down, kicks, delivers. That one's in there. First pitch strike. Just a complete fastball in there in the high 80s. Gets the first strike.
And first pitch he throws out of the bullpen comes in at 87. We saw Birch topping out right around 87. So if he's setting the floor here, this could be a very interesting inning here.
Kevin Pracio. Second pitch. That one's hit high into the air in foul territory. Trying to get that one is Gabbianelli. He goes even close. And does he get it? He does not. It hits off the netting. That Gabbianelli was not able to grab it, but it's 2 strikes now going against Brendan Smith.
Just ran out of room there down the first base line. About another 3 or 4 inches, and honestly, he's able to make that play, just barely unable to make it there.
Bottom half of the 7th, we're in the late innings here at Falcon Park. Inside the press box, Anthony Labonte alongside Evan Baird as Pracio looks to try and get the first out of his appearance. 0-2 count. The throw. That one's hit hard. It heads over to Gardner. Gardner grabs that one. He throws, and it's in time for the first out. 6-3 for those scoring at home, and it's the first out for Pracio as it's 1 down now for the Doubledays.
Yeah, strong start to the inning for Pracio, obviously making his season debut today in the 10th game for the Pioneers. Just gets a ground ball, and honestly, as a relief pitcher, that's all you have to do, just get ground balls, get weak contacts, do anything you can to record those outs.
Braden Mickelson steps up to the plate now. His last time up, it was a double play that got them out. So Pracio works with him, but no opportunity of that. There's no man on. His first pitch goes for a ball.
Yeah, he goes to 88 miles an hour on that one. That might be the fastest pitch that we've seen tonight.
Once again, from Iona University out of Levittown, New York, as that one goes for a strike.
And that was a beautiful off-speed. Drops it in there at 79 miles an hour. Steals a pitch on the outer corner.
Sticks on the board right now. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch goes in. That's swung on and missed by Michelson. It's 2 strikes now. 1-2 count.
And he just keeps getting faster with that fastball. Started at 87, worked up to 88. That one came in clocked at 89 miles an hour.
Getting ready to go here. All of a sudden, the speed has killed for Pracio as that one goes for a ball. It's 2-2 count now coming to the batter.
And I think it's simple if you're Pracio here. You just have to stay reliant on your fastball, knowing that it's faster than anything the Doubledays have seen so far today. Do anything you can to just get them to swing at it, make weak contact, or strike them out.
And Pracio, he's not even a freshman yet in college, and he's already throwing at these numbers. He's coming out there. That one's fouled back. He's an incoming freshman for Iona. So a guy going into college that can already throw that high 80s, close to the low 90s. What a player to have in your bullpen.
Yeah, and I think nothing really makes you feel more washed as an individual when someone 3 years younger than you is topping out at right around 90 miles an hour.
As that pitch comes, that one's outside. Count is now full, and I have no horse in that race. I could never pitch, so it's not something where I had any difficulty with that because I knew I was probably not even hitting 50.
I believe I last pitched when I was 15 and probably topped out at 65, if I was lucky.
Brasio, though, the 17-year-old, throws it. That one's hit foul. So it's still a full count here for Michelson, who is still looking for his first time on the base path. Pioneers lead this one 7-1 in the bottom half of the 7th. You expect Rocco to come back out for the top of the 8th with how great he has been. Brasio trying to do the same thing for the Pioneers side. The throw comes in. That one's inside. It's going to be a walk. So first time he gets on base comes on 4 balls in a full count. Michelson now occupies first base.
And Brasio kept relying on his fastball there. Nothing wrong with trying to throw your fastball, but when you're in a count like that where you have such a high velocity compared to where the rest of this game has been, it feels like you have to try and just attack the hitters rather than try and nibble on the corners.
Nacho Gonzalez now steps up to the plate here. He's 2 for 2 so far. A double and a single as that one goes for a strike. So he's still got the 2 hardest parts of the cycle to go, the home run and then the arguably the toughest one, the triple.
I mean, we saw it just last night with Pete Crow Armstrong.
Who's saying that Nacho Gonzalez can't do it? As that one goes past Ryan Jones, and moving towards second base there will be Michelson for a stolen bag. As he gets in there, and Michelson now moves over towards second base on that big play there, as he keeps going and moving his legs. There, that's his 3rd stolen base of the season. And
that'll change up the sequence a lot here for Brasio. Obviously, with the runner on first, you're looking for a ground ball. Now you can just go right at the hitters with your fastball, just try and get strikes.
That pitch outside. So a man sits on second base. There's 1 out for the Pioneers. It's a 7-1 lead. A cushion there, but they don't want to give it up. They want to go 2 games above 500, currently sitting at 5-4 on the year. The throw comes in. That one swung on and missed for a second strike of the at-bat.
If you're Brasio, it has to be simple here. This pitch should be an elevated fastball. Trying to make it look enticing to Gonzalez. Just try and get him to swing right underneath it and ideally a little behind it. Try and get the second out of the inning.
Getting ready. He looks. Brasio back and forth. The throw. That one's the high fastball that you said for, but it's fouled away by Gonzalez.
And now you're in an interesting spot on the mound if you're Brasio because you just got the foul ball off the fastball. So if you want to, you can try and go back to it for either a swing and miss or a called strike. Or you have the option to just throw a spinner here, just try and catch Gonzalez way out in front of it, hoping he's sitting on a fastball.
Here it comes, a 2-strike count. The throw. That one is hit softly. It goes over towards Lugo, who throws it to Brasio in time for the out. 4-1 there for the second out, and that'll move Michelson over to third base. Getting very short hits there that end up turning into outs but move the runners. But now they need any sort of base hit that would allow the man to get home. But Brasio has done such a great job, and Ryan Petagracio is going to be the one who has to try and equal this game up.
And right there on that last pitch, we saw the pitch come in from Brasio, and it was an off speed. That's why he was able to get him to roll over on it. Does a great job to work in his fastball with his off speed.
That pitch is swung on and missed for strike number 1. Going to be an 0-1 count now. Big swing there coming from the batter. Not in favor, though. 2 outs. 0-1 count. 90 feet away. 30 yards away is Michelson as that one goes for a strike. It's an 0-2 count now for Petagrasso.
Ready for football season already, huh?
Oh, I seem to be already. Got to get the conversions in my mind. 0-2 count. Petagrasso steps to the plate. He occupies the back part of the batter's box. Proccio throws. That one falls in there. Strike three. Patagrasso is looking, and once again, the Pioneers are able to get out of that one. We head to the top half of the 8th. Pioneers lead 7-1 at Falcon Park. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, ServPro, ServU Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Wise Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, WETM, Wiggle 100, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Thank you for sponsoring the Elmira Pioneers, and go Pios. Looking for the latest Pioneers gear and other merchandise? Why don't you head down to the merchandise stand when you visit Dunfield? It's new hats, it's new shirts, hoodies, jerseys, official team programs, and so much more. You can take a visit when you meet us at Dunfield. And for ticket information, you can call 607-734-2690. Back here, it's top 8 now. Pioneers still lead this one 7-1. And they're looking to make some more damage on the scoreboard, as coming up is going to be Jack Tubman to take things forward, as he is the leadoff man. And Tubman so far today, he started things off with a walk, but has not been able to reach base since. He's flown out twice, as the first pitch is going to come here from Rocco, and that one's hit hard. It heads over to the shortstop there, and Rumpf, who throws it over to Michelson for the out. So first pitch, first out, and Rocco has just continued to deliver here, Evan.
Yeah, absolutely. That's now 10 up, 10 down?
10 up, 10 down. He's gone through the whole lineup.
I mean, there's nothing that you can do better as a reliever than 10 up, 10 down coming out of it. You've seen every hitter in the lineup, every hitter you've put down. Just a phenomenal start to this outing for Rocco.
And unfortunately, it's coming in relief after what was a 7-score appearance against the starting pitcher in Williams, as the first pitch goes there for a ball. One out in the top half of the 8th. Pioneers looking to just hold on throughout the rest of this one. If they are able to do so, it's another win, as that one goes there. It's 2-0 count now, coming for Jack Aylward, who is another player who walked his first time up but has not been able to get back on the base path. And he was the first one to see Rocco, as it's a 3-0 count now.
Yeah, it kind of seems like both relievers in the game right now play a very opposite brand of pitching. Obviously with Rocco, he's trying to work as deceptively as possible from east to west. Meanwhile, Proccio is just trying to go right at you with his fastball.
Pitch comes in there. It's going to be ball number 4. 4-pitch walk puts Aylward on, and that's the first base runner that Rocco has had to face all game.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if that winds up changing his pitching motion a little bit. Obviously taking a little bit to get to the plate while tucking the ball behind the back here. Going to have to work a little quicker to the plate now, working out of the stretch.
So for those who believe in superstition, it only took us mentioning it about 8 times about his perfect time on the mound, but it's finally worked against him as he walks to the first man there, and Jack Aylward is up to bat now as Ryan Gabbianelli who had a strong first inning with a single, but hasn't done as much since, as that pitch goes for a strike.
I mean, Rocco's always going to be able to say he had a perfect trip through the order as a relief pitcher. Not something you see a whole lot.
No, because normally you see them go maybe 1 or 2 innings, not as a long reliever as we saw there, as that one is in the turf for the ball. It's 1-1 now coming up for Ryan Gabbianelli, who hopes to put something here. Of course, Jack Aylward on first base as he gets a lead there, but no chance of going. Ball in the turf, excuse me. It's going to be ball 2. Tavares has done a great job since earlier on of being able to hold off these pitches. Credit comes in as that one is there. It's going to be inside. It's ball 3. It's a 3-0 count now. Or 3-1, excuse me.
A great pitch there from Rocco. Tried to nibble on the inside corner. Just missed it there.
So the 9th pitch of the inning comes in. That one's hit by Gabbianelli. It's flipped over towards the second baseman, towards first, off the bag. It's just going to be a fielder's choice that puts Gabbianelli on as Aylward gets out at second base from the flip there from Guir over to Gonzalez. And not able to hit Michelson at first.
And Michelson, I'm not entirely sure what was going on there. That throw looked rather on target. Just when he goes to catch it, he winds up lifting his right foot off of first base. A very strange play, to say the absolute least, where I think he could have had the out.
Tidwell steps up here, and you played first base a little bit in your time. And what do you see there? As that one's hit hard by Tidwell again. Tidwell with a single. That's his second hit of the day after the triple in the 4th inning. It's now a man on first, man on second base as A.J. Lugo now steps up.
Yeah, great aggressive swing there from Tidwell. But going back to your point about playing first base, it just kind of felt like Michelson didn't quite position himself properly on the bag. It feels like on those types of situations, you have to move as far to the left side of the bag as you can. Just make sure you keep your foot with contact. Obviously, he wasn't able to do so.
A.J. Lugo, that pitch came in a lot against him. He got hit by the pitch earlier today. Now it's a 1-0 count. As continuing to work here is A.J. Lugo as Rocco with the delivery. That one is in there for a strike. He just needs 1 more out to get out of this top half of the inning and give his bats a chance to score. 7-1 lead right now by the Pioneers as Gabbianelli currently sits on second base and Jalen Tidwell's at first off the big ripped single as that one's low. It's going to be a ball. It's a 2-1 count.
Yeah, you said it, Rocco, just 1 batter away from getting out of this, but should Lugo reach, it does not get any easier with Brandon Dubek looming on deck.
The pitch comes in. That one's hit hard by Lugo. It's going to go towards the corner in left field. Giving the sign there over to Gabbianelli and the sign over to Tidwell. Trying to play it out there is going to be Smith. He tries to throw it in, but it's going to be a 2-run double coming in there by A.J. Lugo on an absolute roper to left field. It is now 9-1 in Pioneers lead.
Yeah, and I mean, such a phenomenal outing up to this point for Rocco. It felt like he would just be able to breeze through another inning, gets the first out comfortably. Then some traffic we start to see. And now out of nowhere, the Pioneers able to put a 2 spot on the board, scoring their first run since the 4th inning. A huge pair of insurance runs.
And as the mound visit comes in here with Rocco, it's going to be a new arm for the Doubledays. What a great play there by A.J. Lugo. As a man's running from the bullpen, but it seems as though he's not coming in. So my apologies on jumping the gun. You know, you see someone coming out of the bullpen, you just kind of expect, oh, it's time for a new arm. But that's not the case there. Rocco will stay as the pitcher.
Yeah, to your point, the new reliever about 5 to 6 steps in, just about getting ready to step off the warning track before heading back to the bullpen. And right here, this is where, as a coach, you have to have some faith in your pitcher. He got quite a ways into this game before creating any traffic. You have to have the faith in him right here to record that final out.
So man on second base there is A.J. Lugo as Brandon Dubek steps up. He has a single so far in this contest. That one goes for a strike.
And that one felt like it was also on the outer half of the plate where they really hadn't been called so far today. But now that we're in the later innings, that pitch might be starting to get called.
is getting ready to go here. The throw, and that one's low there. It's going to be a 1-1 count coming in. 1-1 for Brandon Duback, who has the power. If he could get a hit, kind of like what we just saw from Lugo in that left corner of the outfield, it could be a brand new ball game, but that one's hit high into the air. Duback got underneath that one. Getting under there is Smith. He grabs that one, and it's going to be the third out of the inning. It's going to head over to the bottom half of the eighth coming soon as the Pioneers look to hold off for 6 more outs. Hey fans, 2026 season tickets are on sale right now. Come be part of the Pioneers family. Season tickets have a no-waste policy. Start at just $99. Call 607-734-2690 to get your seats today. We'd love to see you out at Dunfield as it is a new arm on the mound for the Pioneers. It's Cannon Van Duzer. The last time that he was on the mound was in a starting role against Newark. In Newark, that was the day game, where he hit a career high in innings pitched. It was 7 1/3 that he went through, and now he looks to bring this one home for the Pioneers as they currently lead 9-1. Kevin Proccio exited in that after the last inning.
Yeah, I mean, from Proccio, he did everything you could have asked him to do. He comes in definitely a little bit of a shaky outing, but that seems like it's to be expected when it's your first time going out during the season. For Van Duzer here, however, he's definitely had a couple of solid outings underneath him. And so what you're going to be looking for out of him is probably the next 2 innings. If you're Drum, Coach Drum, you're going to try and get as much as you can out of him. Ideally, he gets the next 6 outs, but if he's only able to go 1 inning, you still have plenty of arms available.
That final stat line for Proccio, 1 inning pitched, 1 walk and 1 strikeout, no runs passed, and no hits allowed. As Cannon Van Duzer gets ready to go, Jose Taveras, the 10-hitter, will get ready to go as Van Duzer steps up here as he's going to use that left side of the rubber to get things going as it's a righty-righty matchup. The throw comes in. That one's hit hard by Taveras, but trying to get underneath that one is Ferranti. He's not able to. It hits off towards the foul line. It's going to be a first pitch single coming in for Jose Taveras, and that's the kind of spark that the Doubledays need if they want to come back from an 8-run deficit.
Yeah, that's a great piece of hitting there by Taveras. An 84-mile-an-hour fastball coming off the hand of Van Duzer. Certainly not a bad pitch by any means, but a lot of times when you see a new reliever come into the game, they're trying to get that first pitch they throw over the plate. Taveras does a great job to jump on it, and he's got the leadoff runner on.
Back to the top of the order, it's going to be George Farley looking to try and move forward Taveras. As the first pitch is inside, it's going to be 1-0 count.
Yeah, Van Duzer just tries to go front door with the spinner there, just not quite able to have it break back and catch any of the plate there. Not a bad first pitch, however.
1-0 count coming for George Farley, who had to single his last time up. He was caught stealing. That one is flipped over. First one, not in time to first base there over to Gabbianelli, but it's the first out comes in there. A fielder's choice for Farley. It's 1 out now for the Doubledays.
Yeah, a little slow on that whole sequence. It kind of felt like when Tidwell got it, he was a little slow on his throw to second. When Lugo got it, he was a little slow on his throw to first. So ultimately not bad. You're still getting an out, but you could have had the other out there. That's kind of thing you see when you're up by 8 runs. However, you kind of play a little bit more loose.
Jaden Madrid is up at the plate. The throw over from Van Duzer is not in time. As Farley gets back to the bag, as Madrid, he had a double in his first time up, as that one is low. It's 1-0 now. So Van Duzer trying to get these couple of outs here. The Doubledays are down to the last 5 outs to try and work with to score 8, if not 9, in this one, as that one is low. It's a 2-0 count coming in for Madrid.
I mean, you can never say never against this Doubleday team. Their offense is so potent. We saw it just last week in Elmira. They were pouring it on in the later innings against these Pioneers.
A 12-3 victory from Auburn. As the pitch comes, that one swung and it's fouled for the first strike of the at-bat. They call the play dead so that there's no chance of movement from Farley. It's 2-1 now coming in for Madrid, as on deck will be Teddy Monahan, who has the opportunity to really break this game open if given the opportunity.
And in a 2-1 count here, I wouldn't be surprised to see Van Duzer go to the off-speed, try and get the inning-ending ground ball, because right now he's definitely working the plate a little bit, but in a hitter's count, he could definitely try and get something by with a curveball.
That one's hit hard and foul on the ground. It's now 2-2 coming in against Madrid, as Van Duzer looks to get the second out of the inning. Once again, Kenny Van Duzer, last time he was out, it was a road game in Newark. He had an impressive outing there. He looks to continue to do that here. Madrid stepping up there. He's playing very close to the plate in the batter's box. The throw, that one's outside. The throw back over. Jones's throw, though, was in the turf, so no chance. But it's now a full count.
Yeah, and if you're Gabbianelli, you're doing anything you can to make sure that ball doesn't get by you. The last thing you want to do is gift the opposing team a free 90 feet, especially when those 90 feet take away a double play.
It's a full count. Man on first base. The throw over, not in time. He's safe at first is Farley, as it still remains a full count for Jaden Madrid, who tries to get another run on the board. The only run in this game came in the 6th inning for Auburn. It was an error on the shortstop on the throw that allowed it to go past, so it's an unearned run, so none of the pitchers are getting drilled with that one. It's the full count. That one is fouled right off of Madrid, and you hope he's okay. That was a hard fall from him. He tries to walk it off.
Yeah, and that's just a foul ball that he drills straight into his ankle. Those never feel good when you're at the plate. All you can really do is walk it off. You'll be fine, but certainly does not feel good in the moment.
Hope that he's okay. That was a really hard hit ball that went foul. They're checking him just to make sure that everything's okay, as he's getting the steps in to see if he's ready to go back into the box. And that's just a really hard ball. You see players hit that, and if that one was fair, that would have been a hard hit grounder towards center field, as he grabs the bat and helmet and he's ready to go back into this one. What a tough player Jaden Madrid is as he steps up into this one. It's still a full count, though. The foul ball off of Madrid, and now it's getting ready to go. Van Duzer trying to get the strikeout, get out of this one with just one more out needed. Madrid looking to get back on base as Van Duzer looks back. He kicks. He delivers. That one is outside. It's ball 4, and now it's a man on second, man on first. George Farley occupies second base, and now Madrid occupies first. And Teddy Monahan has a golden opportunity, if he can, to get one over the fence and make this one even closer, as it's a infield meeting by Gardner, Jones, and Van Duzer as they check, and it's going to be a pinch runner coming in for Madrid, and that's what you may expect after what was a hard hit ball against him. And the pinch runner coming in, Zach Sperger from Ithaca College. He gets ready to be the player there as they get the call out now. It's Teddy Monahan. So, man from Ithaca College on first base, man from University of Rochester at home. It's a Liberty League meeting right now. D3 baseball, always one of those fun parts of the season in the spring, but as we get in the summer, they're all teammates here as Teddy Monahan looks to get ready to go. It's going to be Farley on second base, Zach Sperger on first. The throw from Van Duzer, it's inside, very close. Jones grabs it and takes his steps towards Van Duzer.
And right now, Van Duzer doesn't necessarily have the greatest feel for the zone. It feels like he's been missing with a lot of his pitches, either inside or outside. So it's good that he has that vertical down on his pitches. Unfortunately, he's not quite able to figure it out horizontally.
That one's hit foul right off the end of the bat. It's now a 1-1 count. It's 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here, Farley sits on second base, and Sperger sits on first, the pinch runner. Van Duzer looks, kicks and deals, and that one swung on a miss. Monahan swung too early on that one. It's now a 1-2 count.
Yeah, and Van Duzer gets him to climb the ladder there. And normally when you see a swing like that, the idea is to throw a pitch even more out of the zone, even more a little up. Although he threw that pitch at just 82 miles an hour, and we've seen him top out at around 85 in this outing. Wouldn't be surprised to see him just give it everything he's got.
That one swung on and missed for strike number 3. Van Duzer gets his first punch out of this one. And now it's 2 outs here with 1 out just needed, and up to bat will come Miles Fontaine.
Yeah, and Van Duzer mixes it up a little bit there. I was thinking that he would try and climb the ladder with something with heat on it. He goes to his spinner there. He goes at 79 miles an hour in the dirt. Does a great job to get the swing and miss.
Fontaine, last time he was up, it was an error that he was able to get on for, and that one was a strike. That error, of course, being the one that allowed the run to come home, as that one is now an 0-1 count. It allowed for Madrid to around the base path as Fontaine gets ready. It's an 0-1 count. Van Duzer's delivery. That one is hit right back to him. He takes his steps. He flops it over to Gavinelli. That's the 3rd out and holds off the score. It is 9-1. The Pioneers lead as we get ready to enter into the top of the 9th inning. The Elmira Pioneers are sponsored by AIM Independent Living, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Ann's Pancakes, Centralis Health, Blaze Brockway, Bully Hill Vineyards, CAF USA, Casa Trinity Prevention, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung Supply, Coca-Cola, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevrolet, Elmira Heat Treating, Chemung County Family Fitness Center, Finger Lakes Federal Credit Union, FM Howell, Glove House, Guthrie, Hilliard Corporation, Honeybee Made, Jubilee Foods, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, M&T Bank, Martha Lloyd Community Services, McDonald's, Papa John's, Pathways, Pinecroft, Rodney J. Strange, ServPro, ServU Credit Union, Sheddens, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Custom Fabricators, Susan Minchin Dentistry, Swan Morse Insurance, Texas Roadhouse, Tom South Corning Collision, the United States Army, the United States Navy, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Wise Markets, Well Now Urgent Care, WETM, Wiggle 100, and Woodbrook Assisted Living. Thank you for sponsoring the Elmira Pioneers, and go Pios. Back here, top 9 incoming for these two sides. As would you like to bring your company to Dunfield? Why don't you do so for a picnic at Dunfield during a Pioneers game? All you can eat hamburgers, hot dogs, chips, baked beans, potato salad, and drinks included with ticket packages. Sign your organization up today at www.theelmirapioneers.com. Top 9, as I mentioned, it's 9-1 Elmira lead. They're trying to get their win here, go to 6-4, knock the Auburn Doubledays down to their second loss of the season. But they got to extend their lead if they want to do so, and also hold off Auburn for 3 outs. As stepping up to bat now is going to be Ryan Jones, the catcher, for this one. Still looking to get his first hit or walk of the day. He got on a fielder's choice, as that one was fouled towards Coach Drum, who grabs the ball and throws it back. So now Coach Drum is
2 for 3?
He's 2 for 3, so 66.7% on the day.
And I'll give him some benefit. The one that he missed was a screamer heading down there.
So that one goes down low there. It's going to be a 1-1 count. I mean, numbers don't really give that context for it, but either way, that's the same way as Jones is looking here with the 0-3 on the day, despite the fact that he did get on the fielder's choice, but it's going to be hit there. That's going high and towards center field. Going back for that one, it's going to be George Farley. So a really hard-hit ball there by Ryan Jones, but just unlucky there. It's going to be the first out.
Yeah, nothing cheap about that out. Got a good pitch to handle. Sent it a decent ways, just unfortunately died out towards center field. Not enough behind it.
Michael Ferranti now is going to be the batter, as he's last time up. It was a ground out, but he does have a single in the day. It was an RBI single at that. As right now the pitch comes in as Ferranti hits that one over and towards the foul territory. And for the new pitcher in Roca, it's going to be interesting to see how he does in this one, considering on the season he's got a 7.71 ERA. So he's only thrown 2 1/3 innings on the season, trying to make that up to 3 1/3 as the pitch comes in there. That one's hit hard by Ferranti. It's on the ground, grabbed there by Guir. The throw not in time. Ferranti will get over to first base. It's a single for Michael Ferranti that get things going.
Yeah, that's a hard hit ball off the bat there. Ferranti can fly heading out of the batter's box right there. Puts a lot of pressure on the fielders. They have to try and get to that ball quick and make a good solid throw over to first base. Just right there, not able to make it, and Ferranti standing on first base.
From the 10 batter to the 1 batter, it's Michael Gardner now stepping up to the plate to take things forward here. This last time he was up, he struck out, but that was after what was a walk and then a single that came for him, and it's a pitch for a strike. It's an 0-1 count. 1 man on, 1 man out. And once again, it's Ferranti over there at first base. You shouldn't underestimate him when he's on the base path, as that pitch is going to be inside there. It's a 1-1 count.
And I would normally say this is a steal situation for Ferranti. However, with the 8-run cushion here in the 9th inning, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Pioneers just playing station to station for the remainder of this one.
That pitch is hit high into the air by Gardner. It's going over towards left field. Getting underneath that one is going to be Brendan Smith, and that's going to be the second out of the inning. So 2 outs. Ferranti currently sits at first base with Brett Baker now coming up. Pioneers do have an 8-run cushion that they can play with, but they want to get those 3 outs in the bottom half. As looking down there is going to be Roca. Brett Baker, the left-handed batter, watches, and that one's down low. Call that submarine pitch there from Roca?
I don't really know what I'd call it, because It feels a little lower than that 3/4 slot, but that certainly doesn't quite seem to be like we're reaching sidearm territory.
As throw comes in, that one swung on a miss for a strike.
In a strange way, it feels like watching Adam Ottavino on the mound.
You know, I see that. Huh. Anyway, Brett Baker up to bat here. As if fans want to look up Adam Ottavino's pitch, they can to see how it goes. Step off there. As Baker stays in the box, though. He doesn't step out.
If you want to save yourself some trouble, don't watch his Red Sox pitching.
Oh. Hey, he had one good year there. The pitch is outside. It's going to be a 2-1 count coming in here. I guess Adam Ottavino is a good question as to the numbers in which pitchers pick to throw with, because he was 0. And, you know, sometimes you see these pitchers with some weird numbers. I mean,
I believe he was actually double 0.
He was double 0.
I believe he also wore
'cause
21.
Bueller was 0. Walker Bueller was 0.
That was something.
That pitch was outside. It's a 3-1 here. You know, Roca's wearing 36 right now, as that one's in there for a strike. The count is now completely full for Brett Baker.
That's just a fantastic pitch right there. That one starts so far off to the right side with the release spot coming from Roca, and it just backs right up into the corner of the plate. Nothing you can do about that. If
Full count, swing from Baker. That one's fouled. And so Ferranti will have to move back over to first base. He jumped on that one, and that's what you would expect in a full count.
Yeah, 3-2, 2 outs. Quite literally cannot be more of a definition you're running on the pitch. Unfortunately for him, as long as Baker keeps fouling him off, he's going to have to keep running.
Yeah. So Ferranti's going to get moving no matter the throw here. The throw, that one hits off of Baker, so it's a dead ball. So Ferranti would not be able to move any much further. But there goes Baker. He moves to first base. That's another time today where now for the Pioneers, it's a 3-2 count, and player gets hit with the ball. So man gets on either way. It's now 2 outs, man on first, man on second. Occupying second base is Michael Ferranti. First base is Brett Baker. Jack Tubman looks to try and bring one of them home as that throw goes in, and it's going to be a ball. Just a little bit too low there because it looked like it hit the plate, but just not enough in terms of height.
And Tubman has a chance to deliver the knockout punch here. Can expand an 8-run lead up to double digits.
That one goes for a strike. 1-1 count now against Jack Tubman. So far today, does not have a hit, but he did walk earlier on. Roca steps and delivers. That one is inside. It's going to be another ball. It's a 2-1 now.
And right now, if you're Roca, all you have to do is just put a pitch over the plate. If it happens to get hit by Tubman, it happens to get hit. But ultimately, you're just looking for contact to end the inning here.
So we crossed past the 9 o'clock hour. We're keeping things rolling here from Auburn, New York, as that one's outside. It's now a 3-1 count coming from Jack Tubman. As they keep things rolling here, we get closer and closer to the 3-hour mark of this game. But
still not bad pacing by any means tonight.
Absolutely not. We've had multiple games this season go closer to the 4-hour mark, as that one goes too far and it hits off of Tubman. That's another hit batter, second hit batter in a row. Now Jack Aylward will step up to the plate and with an opportunity to get a man home. It's 3 on now, 2 outs. Opportunity for the Pioneers to extend their 8-run lead to 9 or even double digits with Aylward at the plate.
Yeah, nowhere to put him here. You got to be extra careful on the mound here if you're Roca. Got to do anything you can to make sure another run doesn't come across.
Throw, that one, low, ball 1. I mean, we mentioned Ottavino, but you also got to look at how he looks down at the catcher. Something that different than you see before, as Aylward hits that one up and just a little too soft on that one. It heads right over DeGuire's glove, and that's going to be the 3rd out. So 3 get left stranded, but it's still an 8-run lead for the Pioneers over the Auburn Doubledays as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Auburn, they have 3 outs to work with to try and tie this one up. or else they fall to 7-2, and the Pioneers go 2 above 500. The Elmira Pioneers would like to thank AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment for being the official motorsport provider for the Pioneers. Visit them today at 1699 South Main Street in Mansfield, Pennsylvania. We'd also like to thank Centralis Health. Centralis Health is the official healthcare provider for your Elmira Pioneers. Next time you need medical attention, make sure you visit Centralis Health for all of your medical needs. Thank you, AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment and Centralis Health for sponsoring the Elmira Pioneers. It's the ninth inning, the bottom half here. Cannon Van Duzer remains on the mound. The Pioneers are 3 outs away from getting another win on the season that would put them 2 games above 500. They're 5-4 right now. Auburn is currently 7-1, a loss here, and all of a sudden, Jamestown moves to first place in the West Division.
And for the Pioneers, I think you would agree here, this seems to be their most complete game of the season so far. It seems like either they have a decent offensive showing where the pitching is lackluster, or they have a great pitching showing where the offense is lackluster. Today feels like the first game where we've really truly seen them put it together, especially against a great Auburn team they're facing today.
Once again, Auburn is the top team in the West Division for a reason, just how well they've been scoring. This would be their, if they're not able to score as many here, this would be their first game where they haven't scored 7 or more runs. And right now it's 9-1 Pioneers lead. That lone 7-run game was against Geneva, as that one is fouled away. They were playing a doubleheader that day, so no shock that they weren't able to get the full 10 in that one. But right now, Cannon Van Duzer looks to continue here, and I think I agree with that sentiment about it being both the pitching and the batting. The only other game that I can think of is that Olean game that they did so well in. Of course, Hayes let up a couple runs in the beginning, but was able to pick it back up in the second, third, fourth inning and keep things moving, as that one's low.
Yeah, I think it also just stems back to Landon Birch. He goes 6 innings, allows no earned runs, just 1 run in general. About as good as you can get out of a starter, and the bullpen has been doing exactly what you needed him to do.
That one is check swing. They say he goes. That's the strike 3, the second punch out. Excuse me, the first punch out for Cannon Van Duzer. I'm on the wrong side of my score sheet right now. Second punch out for Cannon Van Duzer. Forgot to flip over. I was so excited about the Pioneers batting that I forgot to flip it over for the Auburn Doubledays. That's the first out of the bottom half of the inning.
Hey, nothing wrong with being a little out of place.
Well, it's going to be now Brendan Smith stepping up here. Luke Guier struck out there. Braden Mickelson is currently on deck. Excuse me, it's actually going to be a pinch hitter on deck. That one's hit hard there by Smith. It's hit there. Lugo flips over to Gabbianelli, and that is going to be for the second out. And up to bat now, it's going to be Bert Maxim to step up here. Bert Maxim looks to try and bring this one forward for the Doubledays on the season. Maxim, he's batting .308 for the Doubledays. But they're down to 1 out. It's a 9-1 lead by the Pioneers. 2 outs. Cannon Van Duzer looks to get this final one.
And whenever you have a .308 hitter sitting on your bench, you know that you have a lot of fantastic depth as a coach. You have a lot of great bats that you can lean to late in a game. And normally if you see a substitution like this late in a game, it would be for a tighter game, however, still looking to record a quality at bat.
That one goes for a strike. First pitch strike from Van Duzer. That one there just getting in to the zone. 2 strikes needed to get out of this one. The pitch comes there, swung on and missed. That's strike number 2. It's an 0-2 count now. The Pioneers are 1 strike away from winning their 6th game of the season as they get ready to go. Van Duzer on the mound. Maxim at the plate. Jones gives the sign. The delivery from Van Duzer is outside, and he misses that one.
Yeah, might have got a little bit too geared up on that one and winds up pulling it way across his body. Trying to go to the off speed there, trying to have it wind up on the outer half of the plate, just winds up pulling it a little bit too much and sailing it to the backstop.
1-2 count, 2 outs. 1 strike ends this game, and the Pioneers go home with the victory. The delivery from Van Duzer, that one's hit hard. It heads over to right field, and it's going to bounce in front of Ferranti, and it's going to be a single coming in for Maxim. So a man gets on here in a 2-out situation, and that could start the rally that they need for the Doubledays. But right now, it's going to have to be an increase from the bats here.
Yeah, and you mentioned Maxim being a 308 hitter on the season. Normally, a 308 hitter, you would say, well, statistics would say they're not quite likely to get a base hit. Sometimes in the low leverage situations, pitchers don't make their best pitches, and a lot of times you'll see a good swing like that result in a base hit. That was nothing cheap about that one, just a well-struck ball into right field.
Interesting move here. They take out Nacho Gonzalez. They put in Dustin Werdum to bat, the right-handed batter, with a man on first base and 2 outs. The Pioneers lead 9-1. It's the bottom of the 9th. Final out for the Doubledays. The pitch from Elmira, and Cannon Van Duzer is going to be a ball.
Didn't miss by much on that one. Another great off-speed that starts at the hip of the hitter and winds up finishing over the plate.
Van Duzer gets set from the stretch, and that one will go high there. So 2-0 count coming against Werdum.
Yeah, Van Duzer is trying to work around the corners a little too much right now. And with an 8-run cushion, 1 out to go, you just have to be pitching for outs.
That one swung on a miss. It's a 2-1 count now. Werdum just missed it by the end of the bat. 2-1. Van Duzer looking to keep things working as Maxim gets his lead at first base. It's a fair lead over there. Don't expect Van Duzer to try and throw over. He steps off. Probably not paying attention to the base runners. Just trying to get this final out. It's approaching 9:30 here as the throw comes. That one is fouled away. That's the 2nd strike. Now 2 strikes coming here. It's a 2-2 count. Cannon Van Duzer trying to get out of this one in the 9th and have the Elmira Pioneers return home to Dunfield with the victory. Getting set here as Werdum puts the bat back. The kick, the delivery, that one hits him. It's 2 on now. It's a man on first and a man on second base for the Doubledays to get things moving. Now, coming up to bat is going to be Petagrasso, as he looks to try and cut this lead more. If he can get a big hit here, cut it down to, at most, just down to 4. Excuse me, I'm down to 5. But it would require a swing that gets the ball over the fences. As it seems to be a pause here. Bat Boy getting some baseballs over to the home plate umpire.
Yeah, it looks like the umpire ran out of extra baseballs.
Van Duzer was asking for one, and he got the last one left. As now Petagrasso steps up here. He gets ready to go. It's a man on second, man on first for Van Duzer. Just 1 out needed for the Pioneers. That throw is in there for a strike. It's a 0-1 count now coming over for Petagrasso, who in this game so far has gotten a single, and he's also been hit by the pitch, but struck out his last time up. Now, Van Duzer with the righty-righty matchup. Throws it. That one's there for a strike. 0-2 count now. He's seen this before. He had it against Maxim. He wasn't able to complete it. trying to keep things moving.
And it's simple. Throw the pitch you're most confident in throwing for a strike. It's either going to be called, swung on and missed, or put in play. And at that point, you just got to leave it up to your defenders.
Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, 0-2 count. Van Duser's throw, that one's outside. Jones has to stretch out to get that one. It's going to be a wild pitch going against Van Duser. As moving over to third base there will be Maxim. And Wortham moves over to second. And now it's just 90 feet away from getting the second run of the game on the board. It's a 1-2 count, though, going against Petagrasso as Van Duser looks down.
So both runners gain an extra 90 feet, but again, if you're Van Duser, you have to remind yourself just one strike away from ending the game.
1-2. Van Duser's kick, delivery. That one swung on and missed for strike number 3, and the Pioneers will win this one in Auburn 9-1 over the Doubledays, who just beat them a couple days ago. They moved to 6-4 on the year. Auburn falls to 7-1, and that leads us to looking at the standings right now. 7-2 goes Auburn, and they will fall below Jamestown, who's currently sitting at 10-2 on the season. Batavia 7-2. They face Auburn tomorrow, so that's going to be a big game between the two sides. The Pioneers move to 6-4. They stay ahead of Olean. Olean 6-5. Niagara Falls, they're 4-7. Niagara is 3-7. The two of them faced off earlier today. Niagara Falls took the victory. Geneva is 1-7. Newark is 0-8. Big victory for the Pioneers here today, Evan.
Yeah, absolutely. You come into Auburn, you're facing a very difficult Doubledays team to play against. They've lost just one game on the season, and you handle business perfectly. You set the tone very early in the game, putting up a 3 spot before Auburn even gets the chance to swing the bat, and you just keep adding on to that lead. That's really all you have to do. You're up to 7 runs by the end of the 4th inning. You're up to 9 by the end of the game. And when you have a phenomenal pitching performance from Landon Birch, winning baseball games can be very easy when you're scoring runs.
The losses for Auburn this season. Their first loss was to Niagara Falls. Their second loss now to the Elmira Pioneers after some big pitching, as you mentioned, from Landon Birch. And the Bats all got together and decided to swing. They got their 3 runs in the first inning. Then they got 1 run in the 3rd and 3 more in the 4th, and just got 2 more in the 8th to keep it the score on. And let's take a look at those upcoming games for the Pioneers. It's Wednesday. That's heading tomorrow. It's Stitches' birthday and Texas Roadhouse free kids meal at Dunn Field that you can visit. It's going to be an out-of-league game between the two sides against the Syracuse Saltcats. Thursday, we're back here. It's against Auburn. The Doubledays will have their game against Batavia tomorrow. How that game ends up happening, we'll have to determine where the Pioneers end up going. Do they go with Lucas Hale, or does Hale pitch tomorrow? Does Larson Birch come out on Thursday? Have to see how all of that winds up. Then it's it's going to be a game on Saturday against Olean, but what I wanted to highlight is the Sunday game at home against the Niagara Ironbacks. That game against Olean is also going to be at home on Saturday, so if you want tickets to any of the home games, make sure you call in 607-734-2690. Big win for the Pioneers. They're going to head home back to Elmira happy as they improve to 6-4 in the season, and we'd like to thank you for listening. We'd like to thank our general manager, Mark Witt, and Tabitha Witt, alongside our assistant general manager, Jacob Rose, and the owners of the Elmira Pioneers, Robbie Nichols and Miss Nellie Franco Nichols. For Anthony Labonte and Evan Beard, we'd say so long, and thank you for joining